One sec, guys. Getting a TikTok started. How are you guys, though? Welcome in, welcome in. Roll call on the YouTube side. What's up, Joseph? Diego, I love God. The blue, Peter, Silver. What's up, guys? How is everyone? What's up, Marquina? Black Doe, what's up? The Power is Samira. What's good? What's good? Are you going to watch the Odyssey? I don't even know what that is. I'm a peace lover. How are you? You haven't went live in a minute. How you guys been? Hopefully life is treating you guys well for the second half, the second quarter. All right, much better. Earth Angel, what's up? The Divine Goddess, welcome in. Still dealing with G-stalking? You just have to ignore it, to be honest. I don't pay attention to that stuff. It's like I see it, but the more you kind of feed into it, the more it's going to lower your vibe. What's up, Prism, I think? You about to talk about my toxic ex-narcissist? I'm pretty sure a lot of people in here be talking about your ex. What's up, TikTok? What's going on? Hopefully you guys been taking care of yourself physically, spiritually, and mentally. That is a mandatory when you guys are on this path. If you aren't taking care of yourself, you can go straight into the abyss. What's up, Justin? Shit is crazy right now. Energy is pretty intense. Hey, but you guys know the deal. Today I'm gonna say get me to 25K likes on TikTok. Pretty sure you guys can do it fast. And in the meantime, we can just talk, can answer questions. Thankful for the night shift. Yeah, the night shift is fire. Lil Mama, appreciate the follow. I do want to probably next week, I'll do 1 week of going live in the midday. Just so I know people have different time zones, and that way other people can catch the live. But mostly I like going live in the nighttime. Also, TikTok and YouTube, I am getting bigger. So just know a lot of people are going to be coming in here. Energy vampire wise, that is a good opportunity for you guys to use the things I've been telling you guys. Just ignore people in the comments. If they can't get a reaction out of me, they're going to target you guys in the comments. And if you guys respond to these people, a parasite's going to latch onto you guys. So I don't really be reading the comments when I'm flowing. But I have had messages, people tell me got people battling you guys down there. You guys got to treat these people like they don't exist. Miracles and blessings, where is your moderators? I got moderators on TikTok. YouTube, I just started going live on here. So I got to start building a mod team on this side. Also know, guys, me talking about this stuff, Truth Tellers Society, they don't like me. So understand that like by you guys being in here, you have the option of like people might like try to target you guys. Like that's just how it is. But I know you guys know how it is being a light worker and whatnot. Even on a TikTok side, I'm pretty sure like if someone follows me, uh bot accounts might start following you guys to try to scam you guys. Don't listen or don't follow those accounts back. Understand that I will never reach out to you guys to do a reading or anything like that. A lot of fake accounts. Truth rises. What's up? I know someone like this and I constantly humble them and they crash out. That's hilarious. How long you been on here? For about like 5 minutes. But TikTok, keep tapping the screens. Once we get to 25K likes, we will start. Yeah, just don't let the fake accounts scam you guys. I like to ask the same question every time I start these streams, but everyone, how is your mental right now? From 1 to a 10, 10 being good and 1 being it's horrible. Nice gaming chair, appreciate it. Someone's like 25K, we'll never get there. Got 10, that's amazing. 8, 7, 8, 3, 10, 7. How's my mental? My mental is amazing. 8, 7, 8, 10, 10, 7. Any of you guys have the numbers that's very more towards your mental isn't the greatest? Understand that you guys are going to be able to get through these situations. You guys just got to stay positive. I know it's going to be hard where like life is throwing everything at you. But when life is throwing everything at you, you got to tell yourself like you've got a blessing on the way. And when the blessings come, you're like, thank you. At least like I was able to hold on and keep pushing forward. Remember, we're in a spiritual warfare, guys. They want you to crash out. And if you're getting attacked a lot, you just got to tell yourself like you're a threat. Tell yourself like the devil really wants you this bad. It wants you to crash out this bad. If you're able to stay unbothered in front of the devil, you guys would be all right. But yeah, keep tapping the screen, guys. That one guy said 25K. He doesn't think we can get there, so let's prove that guy wrong. And once we hit 25K likes, I will get started. You guys are in here. Anyone's pulling at your energy right now. Anyone's being annoying. People just poking your buttons trying to get you to react. Something you're going to hear me say a lot throughout this stream is don't react. Ignore. Stay unbothered. Because if you can do that, you're gonna make these demons very, very angry. This is the first live you watch. Welcome in. Hopefully you enjoy your stay. Calm, exactly. Thank you guys on the YouTube side. Keep liking the screens. But yeah, I missed you guys. Hey, we did hit 25K likes, about to get started. Thank you. But I do want to say I appreciate you guys for being here. I do miss you guys. I haven't been live like in like 3 days. But I'm back to ruin your guys' sleep schedule. So if you guys are in here, shoot me a follow. I go live almost every single day where I break down the spiritual warfare. It's Zonobia. Appreciate the follow. And I said this in the beginning of the stream. Do you know, guys, a lot of things we talk about in here is about energy vampires and how do you want to drain you of your energy. I'm going to go a little bit deeper on it throughout the stream. But do know that like when we have these high vibrational streams, there's going to be energy vampires that come in here. Is like, all right, who can I take the energy from? Of course, I'm the one talking, so I'm gonna be the first target. I'm gonna ignore them. I need you guys down there to ignore them as well. Please don't be fighting with me down in the comments, because you guys are gonna go to bed drained, start having nightmares and all these different things. So I like to kind of help people deal with spiritual warfare. I'm not trying to have you guys reeled into it. But if you guys know what the spiritual warfare is, drop ones down in the chat. If you're like, what is the spiritual warfare? Drop twos in the chat. Mike, appreciate I think that was a gift, or if it was a follow. All right, so we got like a mixture of numbers. Understand, guys, spiritual warfare is definitely a real thing. You guys are high vibrational individuals if you're in here and you're resonating with the things that I'm talking about. But being a high vibrational individual, that makes you a target for a lot of the demons that are out there, the low vibrational people, because they want to siphon you guys of your energy. And there's many different ways they can siphon you. Today we're going to be talking about narcissists, how different ways that they might siphon you, and different ways to see if you're dealing with the narcissist. But in spiritual warfare, you deal with a bunch of different enemies that will come your way. And the main thing they're trying to do is to drive you guys insane, make you feel like you're going crazy, pretty much get you guys out of character. And that's an easy way to like deal with spiritual warfare if you can put it in that kind of like, how do you say it? If you're able to look at it from that lens and understand that people that attack you out there, you can literally just have people not like you because of the spirit that you have, because you're vibrating at a certain level. And for a lot of us, we kind of had to grow out of that mindset. A lot of us thought that everyone was just a normal person. Everyone was just thinking like you. Come to find out that there's some people out there, they'll attack you just to get some type of reaction out of you. And the whole time you're thinking that you're talking to somebody and that they are trying to come to like a common ground with you. They're trying to find a solution and you guys like meet in the middle. Some people out there just want to win. They just want to see you in misery. These demons, that your misery is like their entertainment. So if you're going through it, if you react to what they do, inside they feel all warm. You might have someone that is sometimes, like most of the time, they're depressed, sad. But as soon as you get down, they start feeling very happy. That's one sign right there that you're dealing with a demon. But before we get to the first point on this list, once again, your biggest thing to protect yourself in spiritual warfare is ignoring people. If someone out there is able to get some type of reaction out of you, that is giving you an indication of what you have to work on as a person. Understand that none of us are perfect. Eventually, there's going to be a demon out there that's going to get under your skin. But if that does happen, that's giving you guys kind of like clarity of what you need to work on to make sure that that doesn't happen again. Appreciate the heart, me. Will this ever end? Someone asks in the chat. Spiritual warfare is a lifelong thing, guys. But when it comes to spiritual warfare, you're making yourself a stronger person to even be able to handle the attacks that are going to come your way. But the first point on the list is one way you know you're dealing with a demon or a narcissist is they make everything your fault. Narcissists, guys, cannot take accountability for anything. And you trying to force a narcissist to take accountability is going to make that person start attacking you. Growing up, you probably didn't know what was going on dealing with these people. You thought that you can have a regular conversation with them. You could probably talk about your faults and like, all right, I could have done this different, and you will get some type of apology out of these people. Narcissists will barely ever apologize to you guys. And if you guys have some type of narcissist in your life out there and you're waiting for some type of apology, you got to train yourself to kind of take the disrespect and you seeing who they are as a person as like the closure. Because narcissists barely apologize. And if they do, they're doing it to kind of further some type of motive that they have within their life. Narcissists, like everything they do, it's like it's premeditated. They're not trying to connect with you. That's that second point on there. But to understand with narcissists, they are people that went through trauma throughout their life that was so severe and they weren't able to figure it out. And that's why they act the way that they are acting. When people go through trauma, you guys was able to figure this out. You guys went through things within your life, but you guys did this thing called shadow work. And shadow work is looking at your own trauma and figuring out, why did I attract this into my life? What can I do to get better? And everything you guys have went through has made you guys stronger people that are more wise. You see through this matrix. You get stronger boundaries, self-love. Even though trying to figure this stuff out was not easy, because having to look yourself in the mirror and being like, yo, I got to fix this. This is what's happened. And trying to process those things, that's a very hard thing to do. But you guys are very curious individuals and you guys can't imagine staying stagnant. So no matter what you go through, you're like, no matter how long it takes, you're going to get through it. You guys might stumble. You guys might have like a setback and bend a little bit, but you guys always bounce back and then remember who you are and come back to the forefront. Narcissists, on the other hand, they couldn't take the trauma. Wherever their trauma was too much for them to handle, that's where they gave up at. And that's why when you deal with people in society, you're going to see that a lot of people aren't really acting their age. Appreciate the gifts. Thank you. So when you're out there, how I recommend people dealing with other individuals is when I talk to people, I give everyone a mental age, like inside my head. Because you can have people that are younger than you, but are like wiser and like mentally older. And you can also have older individuals where they're still acting like they're in high school. They're still acting like they're in middle school. And once you're able to look at narcissists like that, it gets a little bit easier. Because beforehand, you was putting all these narcissists on the same level as you. And that was not the case. If you guys are people that's like figuring this stuff out and you're healing your demons, you got to understand that the people that aren't healing, you're going to see how they're acting like way younger. They're pretty much like kids in adult bodies. People that like to throw tantrums when they don't get what they want. The only dangerous thing between like a kid and like an actual grown narcissist is at least the kid is learning. At least the kid is getting better. Narcissists are stuck in a fixed mindset. And because they're stuck in that fixed mindset and nothing is their fault, they got to create some alternate reality where they're never wrong. And that's why if you're dealing with a narcissist, they will make everything your fault. Lord forbid you guys dated one of these people. Because dating somebody that never takes accountability is like a horrible experience to go through. How many of you guys dated a narcissist and you know what I'm talking about? Drop ones in the chat. You guys are like in the beginning, you're like, this is going to be amazing. We're going to figure this out together. And then every time like an issue came up, they took you bringing up the issue as some type of personal attack. Lots of ones in the chat. A lot of us had to go through a narcissistic relationship to get to where we're at. Because dating a narcissist, guys, is going to be something that will probably wake you up. And when I say wake up, I mean waking up to the fact that we are in a matrix. We are dealing with demons. For a lot of us, the trauma was just so severe that like we had no choice but to wake up, because we're like, how didn't we see this before? How are they acting like this when you feel like you're just speaking English? And then every time you try to like force a narcissist to take accountability, you leave those conversations feeling even more confused, or you leave those conversations like you're the one apologizing to that individual. A lot of us look back at our times with the narcissist and we get a little bit embarrassed, because we're like, man, I let that person get away with so much. But that's because your awareness wasn't where it's at right now. Understand narcissism, guys, that's a whole matrix within itself. A lot of people don't even see what these people are doing, and you're only able to see it because you went through the experiences. You went through the trials and tribulations to start being able to figure this stuff out. You went through the trauma, you went down the right rabbit holes, you watched the right videos, and now you're able to see and point these people out from a distance. This information, guys, not everyone is going to be able to process it. And that's why you're going to see these things happen, and you got to just keep these things to yourself. One thing that probably happened with you dealing with that narcissist is that you unlock discernment. And when you unlock discernment, you can start seeing what these people are doing. Like they can't really hide from you. And you start to realize that these people is doing this stuff to you your whole life. Because it probably didn't just stop. It probably didn't just start with that relationship. If you were in a narcissistic relationship, there's a high chance that you grew up in a narcissistic family system. And if you grew up in a narcissistic family system, those people are just grooming you to get bullied by narcissists. You started out in a narcissistic family system. You started the game at like one of the hardest levels. And if that was your life experience, drop ones in the chat. If you guys are a generational curse breaker, scapegoat, black sheeps, I need ones in the chat. Everyone that's putting ones in the chat, you guys started the game at the hardest level. Because you think that being in a relationship with someone that doesn't take accountability and makes everything your fault is something bad. Imagine growing up in a family where they never take accountability. You guys probably had parents that to this day you've never heard "I'm sorry" come out of their mouths. When it comes to like people, guys, you guys got to a point where you know how to take accountability. It's not that hard to say "I'm sorry." It's not that hard to say "I messed up." There's this book called Feeling Good by David Burns, where he says people will actually like you more when you're able to operate like that. Because when you're able to do that, you're not hiding behind a facade that you're perfect and you don't have flaws. You're walking in the energy of understanding that you're not perfect, but at least you're willing to try to figure this stuff out, take accountability, and grow. And that's why you guys are constantly growing as people. Because you guys are facing the parts of yourself that a lot of people are afraid to face. Because there's some people out there, guys, they are scared to people to see them like at a fault. They're scared that someone's going to look at them and think that they don't know what they're doing. And that's how a lot of your guys' family was operating. They were clearly in the wrong, but you would never hear them say, "I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that." If anything, if when they do something to you and they know they're wrong, they'll probably double down on the behavior. Zakatakana, appreciate you. Mod is going crazy. Thank you, thank you. But yeah, when you're dealing with people that never want to take accountability, you will start to feel like you're walking on eggshells with these people, because you never want to get into some type of altercation. Because someone that makes everything your fault, whether you did something or not, it's like no matter what they do, they just kind of like dump all their stuff on you. And when you're an impressionable kid growing up, a lot of that stuff gets very exhausting. Some of you guys are probably still dealing with mental issues because you grew up with people that always made you the issue. You start thinking to yourself like, man, am I the issue? Am I the problem? And now when you go out into society, you probably are in a relationship, a friendship, a job, and you always think you're the issue when the whole time you got people out here that's bullying you constantly. And that's why a lot of us had to grow out of this stuff. And it wasn't an overnight process. But once we start growing and realizing that, hey, look, this was probably due to like our environment and what we grew up around, we start to actually walk in our generational curse breaker prophecies, start going down the rabbit holes, learn the information. And when you start to awaken to this stuff, you start to get mad. You probably start getting pissed off, like, damn, like this stuff was happening to me my whole life. Because a lot of us was blinded by this stuff for a very long time. We probably had people in our lives that was playing in our face, and we were just smiling with them. We didn't recognize no shade was being thrown our way until after we awakened. People were bullying us, and we're like, oh, cool. They love us. They love me. And people outside the circles probably telling you, like, I don't think that person likes you. I think that person's jealous of you. And you're like, nah, you don't know them like me. That's how they play around. Whole time, people like the fact that you were naive. Remember, when you're growing up in a family system where they made everything your fault and you're always thinking you're the issue, narcissists will love being around you. Because one thing about a narcissist, guys, they really hate when people like abandon them. They hate when people like will probably see them for who they are. But you guys, because you never thought like demons out there existed and you grew up in a family system where you thought everything was your fault, now these people recognize that trait within you and see that you're always willing to give people the benefit of the doubt. Because when you grow up in a narcissistic family system and then you become an empath, you start to have this ability where you can see the good in everybody. And for you guys in here, if you guys are new to this journey, I'm gonna say right now, you gotta stop doing that. Giving people the benefit of the doubt and seeing the good in people, that is a good trait. But doing that with everybody, that's gonna be very, very bad for you. And that's probably why you guys are getting bullied the amount that you were. Because probably like after you guys elevate and you get this knowledge and you come to the other side, you start to run a very strict program where you don't let these people play with you. But it took you a while before you got there. Because in the beginning, every time someone would do something, you would overlook it. You're like, you know what? Nah, it wasn't that bad. Maybe that was like a one-off thing. Hey guys, in this journey, you got to believe people when they show you who they are. And trust me, they will always show you who they are. You just got to watch them for a little bit. The thing beforehand, like you were seeing it, you just didn't want to believe what you were seeing. They did something weird. You always find some type of reason to excuse it. You always try to like be like, all right, I'll wait to the next one to cut them off. I'll wait to the next one to cut them off. And you keep doing that for a very long time. You be making everything your fault. And you're always giving everyone the benefit of the doubt. That's why a lot of you guys hit your rock bottom. And that's why I'm showing you guys that making everything when people make everything your fault and you're someone that's seeing the good in everybody, that is a dangerous combo. Because you end up giving away your energy, and you have no more to keep your life stable. And that's when you start hitting your rock bottom, and that's when all that bad stuff starts happening to you guys. But in this life, you learn through suffering, and you go through that stuff enough, you hit your rock bottom, then you can climb your way back out and then start to make the right changes in your life. Some of you guys are like, you're going to cut off everybody. You're like, all right, I'm cutting off everybody. I don't want to deal with this anymore. Because for some of you guys, everyone you were surrounded by was someone that was like a demon or someone that was trying to bully you. Some of you guys tried to make it work with some people in your life, but they didn't like the new you, and then you guys probably had like a fight or something, and you definitely had to walk away from those individuals. Esmeralda, thank you, thank you. But one thing you also learn from those experiences, guys, is that when it comes to narcissists, they are people that want to dominate. They don't want to connect with you. And that might be a hard thing to accept. But as we talked about earlier in this stream, narcissists are people that went through so much trauma that they just gave up, allowed themselves to get possessed by either that Jezebel spirit, that Delilah spirit. And those people cannot connect with you like in a normal way. A question I get a lot in my inbox is like, can a narcissist love you? Like, can they love? And love is subjective. Everyone kind of experiences love differently. But what I will say is they don't love you in a healthy way. They don't love you. They don't love how you guys love. They love you guys on a condition. And if you're no longer serving that condition, they will discard you. And for you guys to have that information, you got to go through some hard times for you to actually be able to see that stuff. Because growing up, you probably thought the world was all rainbows and sunshine. Everyone's just loving each other. Everyone's cool. You have a narcissist say they love you, then discard you, and it happens enough time, you'll be like, okay, I don't think they love like normal people. Because some of you guys, it was your family. And some people won't understand you when you say that, because some people come from like a very healthy family. They had the lens of family can do no wrong. But some of you guys in here had a family member where you no longer served the condition, you no longer were useful, and they discarded you so quick. And these demons, guys, they don't have no shame. They'll discard you because you're no longer serving a purpose. But once you're able to get yourself back up to a position, they'll come right back to you and try to act like nothing happens. Some of you guys sometimes think to yourself like, well, what do they want from me? I don't have anything. I wasn't giving them any money. I wasn't giving them this or that. And this spiritual warfare, guys, is all an energy thing. And these narcs want your energy. So when it comes to narcs, they're like siphoning you, siphoning you, siphoning you. But if you no longer had that energy to give that narcissist, they're going to discard you. And while that narcissist is in your life and you have that energy, they are going to try to dominate you. What's up, Welsh? King David, appreciate the gift. Especially if you guys are people that have spiritual gifts. Even more especially if you guys are empaths. Because understand one thing about narcissists, guys, is they might portray themselves to be very confident. They might portray themselves to have all this self-love. But these narcissists hate themselves deep down. And they got to find other people to make themselves feel better about themselves. And that's why a narcissist wants to get around you guys as an empath. Don't underestimate your energy, guys. Like, you guys as an empath, one question with you guys are healers. You guys make people feel seen. You guys make people feel validated. And because of that, narcissists love those types of people that have those abilities, but don't have boundaries at the same time. Because when they're able to dominate you, they're able to use you as like a battery pack. They have you there siphon. If they're having a bad day, they'll call you to trauma dump, but they don't ask you anything about yourself. They just take, but they never give. One thing about these narcissists, guys, these takers recognize givers. You guys have to like try to hide that like when you're out there in society. I'm not saying to not give to people, but don't just be out there like super like, everybody, you get this, you get that, you get that. Like, don't be out there like Oprah. You got to kind of be selective with your empathy, see who deserves that type of energy. But if a narcissist sees that you're that type of individual, they would try to latch onto you very fast. And it's going to be very confusing because when you're dealing with a narcissist, one thing they like to do, guys, is they mirror you in the beginning and they act like a regular person. And if you guys are new to this journey, the narcissist always seems like the best person in the world when you first meet them. And that's the confusing stuff about this, guys, because we were talking about demons. We have this picture in the background, but these demons don't look like demons. They're out there pretending to be angels for the most part. These demons know how to smile. They know how to fake empathy. They know how to have everyone around them under their influence. And that's why for a long time, you probably didn't even see these things because you were under the spell just like everyone else was. And now you're one of the few people to break out of it. And now you'll be the only one probably in the group to even be able to see that you're dealing with some type of demon. But when you have that discernment, when you have these spiritual gifts, that just makes them want to dominate you even more. Because when you're spiritually powerful, they themselves will feel powerful if they're able to get some type of control over you. Someone said it earlier, it's all about control. They don't want to connect with you. They want to be like a puppet master, like in your life. They want to be able to like control you to do this, to do that. And that is not, at least for myself, that's not something I want to deal with, honestly. When it comes to the spiritual warfare, guys, there's only like really few people that's awakened and that is like an actual good person, authentic, that wants to connect with people in a normal way. Because these demons sold their souls a long time ago, they're not trying to like see your, like figure out like why you are the way that you are, your dreams, what you like to do for fun. And anything that they do ask you is to kind of figure you out. Because the more information a narcissist is able to get from you, the more they can probably manipulate you with said information, or they can throw it in your face later to gain the upper hand in an argument or something. That's why you got to know who you can open up to and who you can't. Because a narcissist just wants that information to gain power over you. We live in a narcissistic society, guys. A lot of people are playing power games. 90% of people are playing power games, and you got to be able to see it. Once you guys unlock discernment and you guys have been on this path for a minute, it gets pretty obvious the things that people are doing. Because when I say they want to dominate, it's not always going to be like a very overt thing. You have this thing in the spiritual warfare, like the covert narcs, the people that will manipulate you secretly. They know how to manipulate people and make it seem like they know how to do it in a way where the other person doesn't see it. But when you guys are awakened to this path and you guys have that discernment, you'll be able to sense like when people are trying to manipulate you. You might not have all the information in the world or know all the different tactics, but when someone is trying to manipulate you and you have discernment, you're able to feel it. And once again, the stuff you're able to feel and see is not really stuff you're able to open up about with other people. Because let's say, for example, you're in a group and someone has everyone under a glamour spell. And a glamour spell is just them having people convinced that they are a good person. If you're able to see that they're trying to manipulate, or if you're able to see they're targeting you and doing all these weird things behind the scenes, you can't really tell people that because they're not going to be able to see what you're seeing. And as soon as you try to explain it, you yourself will hear how like crazy it sounds. Because the information that you have, it's based on a culmination of different things. Based on past experiences, knowledge that you gain, Sometimes God is like showing you something that only you can see. So it's going to be a little bit lonely, guys. But when you see these different things, especially when you know there's a demon in front of you, you kind of just have to peep it, and then you have to just move accordingly. If this is someone like you can control being around, my biggest advice is to cut off somebody. Myself, I don't like dealing with narcissists at all. If I know you're a narcissist, I will quickly get you out of my life. But I understand that if you're operating out in society, you can't control all the individuals that are around you. So let's say, like, for example, you guys work with these people, and someone just asked right there when I said that, what if it's a coworker? Once again, if you see these things, guys, you just have to start moving accordingly. Awareness is the first step. If you know someone is a narcissist, now you can start like moving around their little games or whatnot. Now knowing they're a narcissist or a demon, that knowledge right there should make it where what they're doing to you isn't making you that mad or upsetting you guys. In the past, this stuff only made us mad because we didn't know what was going on. We're like, why is this person acting this way? Am I crazy? Why doesn't anyone else see this? That's when that stuff was driving you crazy. But now when you have discernment and you can see someone trying to dominate you or manipulate you, now you can probably cut off access to that person, put up boundaries, just ignore what they're doing. As I said in the beginning of the stream, guys, what helps me the most is just looking at these people as like little kids. Because if a little kid start like doing something to you in public, you can just look at them like, oh, that's just a kid. And I can just start ignoring them and just walk away from said individual. But if you're the adult and you're trying to argue with the little kid, like, why are you doing this? That's when you're going to like have your frequency go down. You're going to start getting depressed, angry, getting that vein in your forehead. When you know you're dealing with the narcissist, guys, you do not want to argue with these people. Because when you argue with them, they feed off of your energy. They will make you more confused. When you have discernment, you got to get used to not really explaining yourself or like not arguing with people. And a lot of us in here, we've gotten to that level of our journey. We just stop arguing with people. We're not saying that we're not going to communicate with individuals, but when you're like this far in your journey, there's very few people out there that will really get you. And at this grown age, people definitely know what they're doing. One thing about demons, guys, is they want to maintain plausible deniability. They like want to do things to you and then act like they're not doing it. If you bring it up to them, they'll make you seem like you're crazy. And these people are grade A actors. Like, it's very like, sometimes I literally be like saying this stuff is kind of impressive because I be thinking if they just took those acting skills and went into Hollywood, they can be like an A-list actor. But instead, they're using their talents to try to manipulate you. And it doesn't work on you because you have discernment. So even though you look at the performance and it's like, oh, that would be a good performance to other people. But unfortunately, you guys aren't just a regular person out there. So you see through these things very easily. Someone said low budget actors. And the thing about a narcissist, guys, is remember, they are doing glamour spells out there. But to you guys, they can't pretend forever. And when you first met that narcissist, they probably did seem like a normal individual. Some of you guys probably thought they were cute. They were funny, charming, and everything. But as soon as like the narcissist exposes themselves to you guys, as soon as that mask drops, this is literally like what they look like to you. You're able to discern their spirit now, and like they just look way different. And now you think to yourself, like, why didn't I see this beforehand? And now when they try to pretend to you, it just makes you feel very uncomfortable. And if a narcissist knows that you're starting to see who they are, they'll start being like overly nice to you. Like that will be like their first tactic. They'll be overly nice, like trying to include you, trying to make it seem like you guys are best friends. And that's why, to get to this point in your journey, guys, you guys had to go through a lot of confusion. A lot of confusion. Because we took everything at face value. We took it as, if you say you're this, you're this. If you're acting like this, you're this. But in this journey, guys, you guys have to get to the point of understanding that the world is a stage. A lot of us stay in the house a lot because we start to see that everyone is pretending out there. Everything is fake. Everything is premeditated. And that's why when a narcissist starts being overly nice with you, you're like looking at them like, yo, can we please stop? Because in this Truman Show, guys, you guys hate fake. You guys hate people just acting and being characters and stuff like that. And if people reveal themselves to you, you don't even be thinking like no hard feelings, this or that, but you're like, leave me alone. But when a narcissist knows you see through them, they're going to want to start targeting you. Because the narcissist's biggest fear is for other people to see them for who they are. And when you're walking this journey, guys, you guys have discernment. You guys are raising your frequency. You guys start to become like walking mirrors. You guys get a lot of different abilities on this journey, and that's one ability you're gonna get. The mirror, the mirror effect. Eddie just joined a membership. Welcome in, welcome in. And being a mirror, it's like, it comes with its pros and cons. Sometimes it's annoying, but also sometimes it is a pro because you'll be able to see who people are very, very fast. Understand, guys, that everyone's a reflection of each other. And if a narcissist is targeting you, a hater is doing something weird to you, that just means that they don't like something within themselves, like they're battling something. So that's one thing you're going to deal with a lot on this journey, guys, is these demons projecting onto you. Appreciate the heart, man. Projection, projection, projection. You're going to get a lot of false accusations. You're going to get them hating you just because you see who they are. Demons want to be weird in peace, guys. They hate when other people can see what they're doing. And a lot of stuff I'm going to say throughout this stream is going to be very confusing. But remember, this is how they think. And these demons are just very delusional people. They don't think the behavior that they're doing is bad. They think that the fact that you're able to see what they're doing, they think that's a crime to society. And because they think that's a crime to society, they're going to make it their mission to attack you if you're able to see who they are. One thing narcs are going to do to you guys, demons are going to try to do, is if they feel somewhat exposed by you guys, they're going to make it their mission to try to expose you for something. Because now they're going to say like, oh, this person isn't who they say they are. They're not this, they're not that. But when you're dealing with the demon, guys, it's like everything they say is more so like on them. So you guys can't let what the demon is saying like really affect you. And that's why that person that asked earlier, like, what if this person is a coworker? The same thing kind of applies. Like, once you know you're dealing with the demon, now you can shift into the mindset of not letting their petty games like affect you. And if you kind of just leave these situations alone, these demons will just expose themselves. And you just gotta just sit back and just like watch the show. Because becoming a mirror on this journey, you guys become an exorcist. And they can't help but attack you. They can't help but do all the weird things that like these demons be doing. Hey, Hefe, appreciate that. Thank you. Before I get to the next point on the stream, guys, I do want to share my appreciation. Thank you guys for being here. If you guys are in my stream, shoot me a sub, shoot me a follow. I go live almost every single night. where I break this stuff down. Also, I do one-on-ones. Link is in the bio. And if you want to subscribe to my YouTube from the TikTok side, link is in the bio. And this whole live is going to be uploaded later. Don, welcome to the membership. But another way to know that someone in your life is a demon, guys, is if you have someone that's constantly trying to compete with you. If you guys ever dealt with something like that, drop ones down in the chat. You guys have people competing with you, and all you're doing is thinking about yourself. You're thinking about what you can do to be a better person than you were yesterday. And the whole time you have someone from a distance, they're targeting you, and they're like, I need to be in competition with you because they got to beat you in order to satisfy their ego or something like that. These demons, guys, remember, they're only demonic because of the trauma they went through in the past. Somewhere along the way, they didn't feel like they were enough. They really suffer with self-worth issues. And they think in their head, if they're able to beat you in said competition, Zakatakana, thank you, that's going to give them like some type of validation or whatnot. When in reality, let's say in their delusional world that they were able to beat you in said competition, that's not going to give them any fulfillment. That's not going to make them happy as a person. And a lot of you guys can't, at least in the beginning, it was very hard to see that someone was even in a competition with you because you don't look at the world like that. And the only way you're even able to tell if someone was in a competition with you is when they lose in a competition and then they start attacking you right afterwards. Once again, guys, we're dealing with very delusional people. And when it comes to narcs, if they feel like they couldn't beat you in the competition, especially if they weren't even paying attention, especially because you're not even paying attention that you're in the competition, they're going to feel very embarrassed. They're going to feel humiliated. And now they're going to start attacking you. And it's going to be very confusing because when that narcissist first came in your life, they were acting like they were like your best friend. They put you on a pedestal. Be careful of the people that put you on pedestal, guys, especially the narcissist, because that honeymoon phase or the love bombing phase in the beginning, it is going to be cool. But eventually you're going to end up turning on you and doing the weird things that these demons do. Appreciate the gifts. And once again, the whole time they're competing with you, you don't know this stuff is going on. And these narcs, when they start to compete with you, they will start copying you in like subtle ways. Probably the way you speak, the way you dress. They'll probably start doing stuff that you are doing like in your career or something like that. And that's why you guys got to be able to catch this stuff early on. Because if you're not really paying attention and you leave these people in your life, giving proximity to the wrong people for too long, guys, can be very dangerous. And some of you guys have learned that firsthand. Because once again, like leaving that person that's in a competition with you for too long, they end up attacking you later on. But then you let them stay in your life even longer. Now you're going to have this person pretty much stalking you. They don't want to let go of your energy. You're trying to remove access, but now they want to do whatever they can to stay within your life. And you guys are probably going through that right now. You guys gave access to the wrong individual for too long. And now you have some type of stalker on your hands. You have someone that's saying that they cut me off for no reason. Because one thing about dealing with these people too, guys, you will notice that when it comes with a demon, a narcissist, you can never just cut them off and that's going to be the end of the story. If you cut off a normal or healthy individual, they're going to go self-reflect. They're going to go do some shadow work. They're going to think to themselves, like, what did I do to cause this person to cut me off? A narcissist, remember, they make everything your fault. So when you want to cut them off and you want to protect your energy, they're going to think you just did something to them, like you just attacked them. Because remember, too, they hate when people force them to take accountability. And by you cutting them off, that was in a way of like you holding them accountable. That was you holding up the mirror to them, showing them who they are. And because they don't like that, that's when they start doing all the little weird things, telling other people you cut them off for no reason. That's when they start the smear campaigns on you. Because just like Truth Rises says, it's all about control. They need to be in control of the dynamic at all times. Because their trauma, pretty much they went through trauma where they felt like they weren't in control. And that traumatized them. Either they got cheated on, either they got abandoned by the family members. And now they're willing to do whatever they can to regain that control. And you walking away from a narcissist, that's like taking away their control. And they got to do whatever they can to get it back. And that's when you're going to see them do all the little crazy behaviors that narcissists be doing. But once again, guys, if you know someone is in like a competition with you, it is best to just cut those people out of your life. On this journey, over time, your cutoff game gets better and better. If you guys are in the beginning, your empathy is probably stopping you from cutting off people. And you got to like cut that out immediately. Because if you're not able to cut people off, these narcissists are going to walk all over you. They're going to obliterate you. Some of us had to learn by going through it. And that's why you have to really listen to your discernment and listen to your intuition. Because I guarantee you guys, like all these people that are doing these things to you, like the constantly competing with you, for example, God is going to give you a sign of like what these people are doing. And it's up to you to receive the signs, listen to it, and make the right decision for your life. Because someone that is competing with you, someone that is like jealous of you, they're going to say something. They're going to say something that's like confirming that they're comparing themselves with you. They're going to say something that shows that they are competing with you. And if they show that and then you go the benefit of the doubt route, like thinking, oh, nah, it's not like that. I don't want to even see them in that light. If you're moving like that, that's how these demons are going to get you guys. Because it's not like they do it one time. God shows you one time and then they obliterate you. God's going to give you like 3 times to be able to walk away from that self by yourself. And if you can't walk away from individuals by yourself, then God is going to have to step in. And if God steps in, they're going to end up doing something to you like very slimy. They're going to do something to you so bad, like you can't even give them the benefit of the doubt at that moment. You're like, oh, damn, this is like a real demon. And I got to get out of here for my safety. And some of you guys, even when they do that thing, you're still going to be like, you know what? We all mess up. And at that point, you got to kind of just deal with the consequences. If you guys stayed around an individual for so long and they're just like bullying you, come on now. And those type of things shows you that you have stuff from your childhood you have to work on. You got some type of abandonment issues. You got some type of family issues where you can't let go of toxic people. Guys, those toxic people in your life, they're not going to be the only friends or relationship that's going to be for you. If you let go of people, you got to tell yourself that better people are going to be on the way. A lot of you guys normalize these different type of behaviors. Some of you guys, I could probably say like, oh, they're constantly competing with you. And you would think to yourself like, oh, what? That's not bad. Healthy competition is good. Guys, if you have a friend trying to compete with you, that is not a normal and healthy thing. They want to compete with you to beat you. They want to feel better than you. And that means they're subconsciously putting you on a pedestal. And that is a dehumanizing thing. You guys need to have people around you that treats you like another human being, that recognizes you for your faults and your pros, and sees that you're growing as a person and is still giving you positive energy. Because those people that are secretly in competition with you guys, they are willing to do whatever it takes to win. Never underestimate how far a jealous individual is willing to go to take you out. These people will throw you under the bus. They'll smile in your face saying like, hey, you're good job, this and that. And then go out there and talk all this mess about you. And when this stuff gets back to you, because what is done in the dark will make its way to the light. When that information gets back to you, you got to be able to cut people off. So everyone in here right now, if you guys feel like you guys struggle with cutting people off, practice makes perfect. You guys probably have someone in your life right now where you're like, I don't know if I should cut them off. Should I not? Hey, it's time to cut them off. Everything happens for a reason. You didn't find this chat by accident. Some of you guys, this message is probably a confirmation to let you know that that person that is in secret competition with you right now, it is time to walk away from that person. Because when it comes to these demons, guys, their job is to keep you stuck in like a timeline. And if you're letting them be in your life, you're going to stay stuck there and you're not going to elevate. But if you're able to see people and know to yourself that, oh, we're no longer on the same frequency. I outgrew this person. Let me cut them off. Don't always look at like cutting somebody off as like a bad thing. When it's time to go, it's time to go. Some people out there don't want to grow. And that's completely fine. But don't let other people hold you back from where you know you can go. Because once you're able to cut off people that you're able to cut off, once you're able to get out of that toxic environment that you don't need to be around, that toxic job, I guarantee you're going to get some blessings. Back-to-back blessings. You probably wanted that new car. Now it will come your way. You probably wanted a newer, high-paying job. Now when you cut this person off, somehow that job just popped up into your reality. But how can God bless you with what you want if he sees you down there and you have a friend that's in competition with you and you're telling God, like, this is my best friend, I don't want to let them go? It's like at that point, you got a lesson to learn, a trial to go through before you can get to that next level. And I don't know about you guys, but I want to elevate fast. I want to stay on my highest timeline. If you guys want to stay stuck in a timeline, arguing with that friend you know you should have been cut off, then that's on you guys. I'm not really here to tell you guys what to do. I'm just here to tell you what I would do in your situation. But ultimately, it is your life. And a lot of you guys have to go through these experiences yourself to learn. As I always say, kid like put his hand on the stove. I can't do that. Another way to know you're dealing with a demon in your life, guys. They punish you for saying no. Appreciate the roses. Thank you. Once again, guys, thank you guys for the support. If you guys are in here, shoot me a follow. I go live almost every single day. Shoot me a sub on YouTube. If you guys want to watch this stream afterwards, subscribe to the YouTube. Link is in the bio. No is a full sentence. I love that. You can tell who's doing the work in here and who's not, because you guys start saying like the whole boundaries, like the phrase, this and that. And for you guys that's like learning how to set boundaries, everyone put W's in the chat, because we understand going from probably a people pleaser, someone that was codependent, to someone that is setting boundaries. That's a very hard thing to do. That doesn't get talked about a lot. Because if you're someone that people was like running over, and then one day you stood up and told yourself, enough is enough, I'm gonna set boundaries. People are gonna run over me. Hey, they're gonna fight back. So if you guys are in here right now and like you're in that beginning stage of like, okay, I'm gonna start setting boundaries. I don't want them to run over me. Hey, I keep it real in this chat, guys. That's gonna be a hard thing to do. As soon as you start wanting to set these boundaries, these demons are gonna you're gonna get jumped. Some of you guys probably started doing this. You got jumped by your family members, your friends. For a lot of us, it was the coming of passage for us to become our new boundary setting self. But one thing I can tell you guys to give you grace is understand that boundaries are not for the other person. It is for yourself. Boundaries is so you can train people how to treat you. And in this narcissistic society, I can't believe that's where we're at. Because with everybody, if you don't train people how to treat you, they will run over you. They'll manipulate you. You give people an inch, they'll take a mile. You might sometimes tell yourself like, all right, maybe I can make them get away. No. Especially in the beginning, guys, people are always testing you. Whether they know it or not, it is an animal kingdom out there. That's why I barely go outside. Hey, if you guys can handle being out there, props to you guys. One day I'm going to get there. But low-key, I'm kind of just waiting for the planet to get into 5Ds, so I don't even have to be worrying about these things. But since the planet isn't in the 5D, understand that you got to train these animals how to treat you. And how you do that is by setting boundaries. If people try to run over your boundaries, you got two options right there. Because honestly, when you look at like people that was always used to operating with you a certain way, people trying to run over your boundaries isn't always going to be a malicious thing. They're just going to be taken aback. Like, yo, is this really who you are? They're going to have to kind of like change their behavior. But the good thing about that is if you're dealing with somebody that wants to have you in their life, they'll eventually get with the program. Now, the other side, you will literally have someone out there that no matter what you do, they're going to try to, they take a boundary as like an attack. And once again, your discernment, you have to see those people in your life. Because if someone sees your boundary as an attack and they're always trying to cross it, that is a supervillain. And as a supervillain, once again, guys, I don't want to have those type of individuals in my life. Life is short. I don't enjoy battling narcissists. Like, I know we're demon slayers, exorcists. This is not a fun thing to deal with. Having someone's demon come out and getting possessed. Once I see that stuff, I'm like, I dip immediately. But if you know that is someone in your life, you don't feel bad about cutting them off, because someone that truly loves you and someone that truly wants to be in your life, they'll see your boundary and they'll respect it. Think about yourself, guys. Like, you guys are like the stars he's chosen, light workers. If I met you guys in real life and you guys set a boundary, I'll be like, okay, that's your boundary. I didn't know, my bad. And vice versa. If you set a boundary with someone out there and a boss meter appears under them, they start attacking you, hey, it's time to cut that person off. But like I said, I'm not here to tell you what to do. But do understand that if you don't cut that person off, remember, this society is like a bunch of power games that is going on. That power game, they try to do something to you and you set that boundary. That boundary is like you stopping them from getting power. You stopping them from getting control over you. Going back to point number 2, these demons, they want to dominate, not connect. Someone that's in your life that wants to connect will accept your boundary and go from there. A demon that does not want to connect with you, they hate your boundaries. And like the point says right there, they'll punish you for saying no. They'll punish you for setting a boundary. And if you guys are on this journey, hey, don't let people try to punish you, to manipulate you, to guilt trip you. We're leaving that in the past, guys. If you guys are in this stream, hey, We're not letting people manipulate our thoughts with this witchcraft. A healthy individual isn't out there trying to like, I'm gonna punish you for having self-respect. Nah. That is a demon. You need to get them out of your life. What is some ways these demons will punish you for setting a boundary? One thing they'll do, they're like, all right, you want to set a boundary? I'm going to pull back my energy. You want to have some self-respect? I'm not going to talk to you. Because a lot of these demons have the old version of you guys in their head. They think to themselves, like, if I pull my energy back, if I don't talk to you, they're going to come chasing me. If you guys are in here and you're doing that, let's stop that, guys. Let's stop that. If someone is pulling back their energy and you're getting into the mode of chasing, that is witchcraft, and we need to stop that. That is a demon's favorite thing to do. They like to isolate you, make you feel all alone. They want you to think that, no, I don't want, hey, come back. When you're on this journey, guys, you guys get to a certain point. Like when they start playing games, you guys dip out immediately. And that's how you guys got to operate with these demons. If you know they're a demon, it's time to walk away from that person. Because when it comes to these demons, they're just traumatized individuals. A lot of things they do, they're just bluffing. They'll punish you, but in reality, they don't want you to leave. They know they need your energy. It's not the other way around. They need you to be around them so you can validate them, so you can give them that good energy. So what's going to happen with a lot of these demons is they're going to try to punish you. And if you're on the advanced level and you walk away from them, you kind of change the dynamic on them. Because remember, guys, in this society, 90% of people are playing power games. We're in a Truman Show. These actors want control over you. And by them punishing you for setting that boundary, that's for them to get you under their control. And if you're able, the best thing you can do, like in spiritual warfare too, is walking away. Because then when you walk away, they're going to start thinking to themselves like, oh, you win. And now they're going to try to chase you. But the difference is they're doing that to gain control over you. And you're doing it to protect yourself. Like you're not trying to be around that type of stuff. So once again, if you got a demon out there, it's like whenever you try to say no, you try to like protect yourself and they start tripping, it is probably in your best interest to get away from said individual. And the next point on the list is another way to know you're dealing with the demon is they love to turn people against you. In this reality, guys, remember, they want control of you. And once they know they can't control you, they don't just give up right there. Now they're like, they're going to go control other people and control how they perceive you. And dealing with this stuff when you're younger is very confusing to go through. Because you're going to think to yourself like, oh, it's like the more people that is like going against you, they obviously have to be in the right. Hey guys, the world's a really messed up place. You guys are one of the few people that are thinking like this. There's a lot of people, and you probably won't believe me, but there's a lot of people out there, they can't think for themselves. And it's actually pretty scary. The fact that we have a Matrix, the fact that we have a Truman Show is the fact that is because people can't think for themselves. They're easily manipulated. They don't really need proof. All they got to see is that a majority of people think this way. Oh, then it must be true. And when you can't be controlled, you're going to have a lot of people that will just, their biggest weapon against you to turn other individuals against you. And growing up, you never knew what was going on because a lot of you guys experienced this from like a very young age. You guys had your family turning people against you, friend groups turning people against you. And going through this stuff when you don't know what is going on is like very heartbreaking. You guys are probably thinking about that younger version of yourself, chasing their validation. They're turning other people against you. People are ignoring you, and you're like, why aren't you talking to me? And you guys have came a long way. W's in the chat, because you will never operate as how you did in the past. You thought you wasn't dealing with demons, so like when they were doing those things, you start thinking something was wrong with you, and that's why they were making everything your fault. Now, when you're able to see these things, you guys are just like, all right, you guys have to be in the mode of understanding that, oh, that's just a group hive mind, and the way that they're thinking has no effect over you. Because if you start like thinking that like, oh, like what they're saying is true, then the witchcraft that they are trying to do on you is affecting you. And that, once again, is going to keep you stuck on a timeline. It's going to keep you stuck in a timeline. You guys can't believe these lies. They're going to make you guys the biggest villain in the world. When you guys look at yourselves, you guys are people. You don't really talk to anybody. You try to keep to yourself. You try your best to put out positive energy out there. And for some reason, someone out there is making you out to be like a Pablo Escobar or something. If someone is making you guys a villain in their delusional story right now, guys, drop ones in the chat. Crystal, appreciate the gift. You gotta kind of accept the villain role. Like when you're finally able to accept that, you'll have a way better time of operating. Because like if someone's trying to make you the villain and you're doing your best to like convince people otherwise, that's actually gonna be way worse for yourself. And I know you guys are thinking like in a logical way. You guys probably be thinking to yourselves like, you know what? I got the proof. I got the text messages. I can prove that what they're saying about me isn't true. Hey guys, in spiritual warfare, like these people don't care about the truth. They only care about like winning over you. Because once again, in spiritual warfare, it's a bunch of power games. And them getting all those people to go against you is a power move. If they convince you that you are what they're saying you are, then they win. But if you're fully grounded in who you know you are as a person, if you're fully like secure in yourself, then none of that stuff has an effect on you. And then some of you guys probably think to yourself like, well, how can people believe the lies? They didn't even ask me. Hey, some of those people that turned against you, like they were always against you. And that's why if you're on this journey, I don't really recommend being in a group or even being around those individuals. Because your energy, guys, you're going to spark like a lot of jealousy like within people. You'll be in a group, and because the world is a stage, you're going to think everyone has your best interests at heart. You're going to think everyone wants you to succeed. But someone can really be smiling in your face and telling you, I want what's best for you. But at the same time, in their head, they're thinking like, I hate this person. I want them to fail. So a lot of times when these groups end up turning against you, they were always plotting against you to begin with. These demons move in packs. As soon as one person starts getting jealous of you, they probably put you in some type of group chat. They start talking about you, start plotting on you. And your discernment is going to show you this stuff like all the time. Your discernment is going to show you this stuff. You're going to think, am I going crazy? Are they talking about me? No, they can't. Because also, too, when it comes to discernment, that's you tapping into the right side of your brain. We got two sides of the brain, guys. The left side is the logical side. The right side is the intuition side. And your logic is going to be trying to fight your intuitive side. Because your left brain, you see people smiling in your face. You see people gassing you up, telling you they're proud of you. But your right side, God is giving you all these messages and showing you need to get away from these people. They're actively plotting on you as we speak. and you guys be feeling it. All you guys in here, stop gaslighting your intuition. A lot of you guys in here, you're clairsentient, which means you have the gift of feeling. You guys can walk into a room and just tell that people are talking about you. You can just feel it. Just like Robbie said, your spider sense, exactly. You can start feeling it. And then because you start feeling it, your pattern recognition starts doing its work. And your pattern recognition is going to be able to like break down like a lot of things. Some people might tell you it's overthinking, but honestly, it's just what you're seeing. Like these things you don't even want to be seeing. Your brain just starts clocking things. All you need is one shift in the energy, and then you'll start to be able to feel what these people are doing to you. And now what you do when you see it is going to determine if you're going to get obliterated or if you're going to be able to protect yourselves. Because what these groups like to do, guys, is they like to put you guys like in humiliation rituals. They're plotting on you, but they need more information on you before they're able to do said humiliation ritual on you. Remember what I said, they want to dominate, not connect. The whole time you were having a conversation with them, you're like, oh, that's their favorite animal. That's cool. That's where they went to school. They did that, that. You're like learning that stuff so they can connect with you. Hey, Snub, thank you. But them, they're getting information. They're trying to figure out what your insecurity is, what your trigger is, what can embarrass you. Because they want to take that information and later on down the road, they want to do some humiliation ritual on you to try to take you out. And God is going to show you these things happening beforehand. And if you have the strength to be able to walk away, they're not going to be able to do what they're trying to do. And a lot of times when it comes to these groups, like you'll have one person turning people against you, but then they'll also have one person they're going to send their way as like a Trojan horse to try to get information out of you, to try to make you feel safe. And everyone in the chat, do not take the bait. Do not take the bait, guys. Stay silent, move in silence. Because if you don't speak, if you don't talk, then they can't use said information to manipulate the situation. How many of you guys had a situation like that? Like you got into it with like a narcissist or something, and he sent like a flying monkey your way? Drop ones in the chat. Lots of ones, lots of ones. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, guys. Like all this stuff is real. Like demons, narcissists, flying monkeys. If you guys want a visual representation, think the Wizard of Oz. The witch flying on the broom is a narcissist. And then right behind the witch is like the flying monkeys following behind. What's up, Ja? What's good? Now, when you got into with that narcissist, that was the witch on the broom. You as a light worker, you're going to have many boss battles with the narcissist. I wish I could tell you guys that you got 5 more to battle, and that's going to be it. 3 more for you, 4 more to you, and it's over. But this thing's a lifelong thing, guys. And as a light worker, you're always going to be battling these people. That witch on the broom, you're constantly going to like come across these individuals. And someone said it earlier on the YouTube side, but like we're in a narcissist pandemic, but they don't talk about these things like in real life. In the Matrix, they're saying there's only 5% of narcissists in society. Do you guys agree with that? If you guys agree with that, put yes. If you don't agree with it, put the percentage that you think of narcissists there are in society. Someone said, come on now. Oh, man. 95%, 98, 60, 95, 85, 95, 95. Whatever number we agree on, guys, we can at least say it's more than 5%. That's what the spiritual warfare is. So like I said, you're going to have many boss battles. You're going to get into it with these narcissists, these witches. And when you expose one of these narcissists, they're going to end up sending some type of flying monkey to you. Remember, you expose a narcissist, they're going to turn people against you, but they're also going to send one person to go inside to get information because they need that information to try to ruin your life. Tabitha, thank you. Hey, you guys are going crazy with the gifts. Thank you, thank you. And to everyone in here, I appreciate you guys. You guys don't have to be in here, but thank you, thank you. Shoot me follows. I go live every single day. But yeah, as that narcissist is turning other people against you, they're going to send one person your way, and that is the flying monkey. And understand, guys, the flying monkey is not your friend. The flying monkey is going where the power is. Remember, in this society, I'm going to say this a lot throughout the stream, these humans, these demons are constantly playing power games. That flying monkey is following other the narcissist because they see that person as very powerful, someone that knows how to play the game. And what these narcissists do to have the groups that they have, they promise these people social inclusion, social validation, pretty much like subconsciously, it's like an unspoken thing, but pretty much letting them know like, hey, if you follow me, I'm gonna keep you protected. You're gonna feel powerful standing beside me. But one rule to that is they have to go whatever that person is saying. They have to validate whatever this person is doing. And that's why you guys get very confused out there in society, because these people are obviously doing some bad things. These people are obviously demonic. They're manipulating. But the flying monkeys, the enablers, the other members of the cult, they just act like they're not seeing these things at all. And that's why when you guys are out there and you get jumped, you got like 5 narcissists you're battling, 4 enablers, 4 flying monkeys. You be looking around like, is anyone going to help me? Is anyone going to speak up? And a lot of you guys are discovering quite like, and with every situation, you never have no one defending you. They never give you the fair battle of a 1v1. It's always you versus like 30 people, 20, 15. If that has been your experience in this spiritual warfare, guys, drop ones in the chat. You guys have probably gotten to the point where like you can like handle this stuff now, but it's a very annoying thing to go through. Like battling delusional people is not a fun thing, because you got a spectrum of these people. Like some of these people know they're in the wrong. They don't care. Some of these people think they're doing God's work by trying to take you out. That's why like I made a YouTube video on this too. Like some people have like convinced themselves that God chose them to take you guys out. And you guys are just over there standing, not bothering anybody. And you're like, yo, like what is happening right now? And if you guys try to understand these people and why they're doing what they're doing, that is going to drive you insane. You guys have to be able to just tell yourself that you're dealing with a demon and like, just walk away. I know some of you guys want to stick around people, build up that Rico case. You guys are very curious. Sometimes you guys want to do things for the plot. I'm not against that, but like learn when to like get out of there. Because like if you stay around there for too long, it can get very bad for you. Remember, that's when we start like going into the territory of like they might start stalking you and stuff. And some of you guys are probably in here like stalking. That's a little excessive, like YNA. People don't do that. That's only, hey. It's a spiritual warfare, guys. These people are doing some very crazy things. You probably think about like everyone's living the same life as you. You go out through your day, you go into nature, you probably get on TikTok a little bit, probably go catch a movie. These people are literally watching other people and thinking like, how can I take down this individual? And you're thinking to yourself, like, who would think like that? Hey, like, we can't understand why these people do the things that they do. All we can do is talk about the behavior, know what to look out for, and avoid it. And if you guys want a diagram or like an estimate of how much this is happening to people, look at this chat. If you guys are currently dealing with someone stalking you, drop ones down in the chat. If you guys are dealing with someone cyber stalking you, harassing you, drop ones down in the chat. And these people are very persistent. It's very crazy. Anahi, appreciate the rose. Yeah, so all you guys saying that like this stalking stuff isn't real, these demons, it's not real. Hey, look at how much people is going through this stuff. Life is all about alignment, guys. If you guys are in this chat, that means you've passed the trials and tribulations to even be able to understand the things that I'm talking about. And yes, you have got blessed with spiritual gifts, spiritual abilities. But hey, law of polarity, like we're spiritual warriors, but we still got to deal with a bunch of stuff. These people get very obsessed with you guys. Like, it's very insane. And that's why you guys got to pay attention, because these people look like regular people. I always say this in my chat, but eventually one day I'm going to get all you guys together and maybe we can vote to see if we can put what people are going through or what they are on their shirts. Because society would be way better if people had "I'm a narcissist" like on the shirt. So now we can know to not even get involved with these people. Because if we did, that could be a potential stalker in the future. Bonus points if we can have G-Stalker on there as well. Oh, damn. I got to make sure I stay very, very far away from that person. Because the thing is, they train themselves to act like you guys. At this current moment, guys, we deal with these things called monitoring spirits. Not everyone that's in this chat is as they seem, guys. Some of these monitoring spirits are in here trying to figure out, what do we know? How aware are we? What do they got to do to pretend? That's why you just can't go off the things I talk about and think you're going to be like 100% protected. All the answers you want are within. Talk to God, source, go on a fast. Because you don't have to know all these things to be able to sense when someone is demonic. You would just get that weird feeling dealing with somebody. Like, I don't know what this is, but why am I feeling this way? Because when you feel something about somebody, guys, you're not feeling that for no reason. When your brain starts like thinking about somebody is like, that isn't for no reason. I know it's kind of hard to decipher it because you rarely come around like good people. But when you actually meet someone that's authentic and a good person, you're not going to be in confusion. They're going to make you feel like they're going to give you clarity. But if someone out there is putting you through confusion, it's time to get away from that person. If they're making you question yourselves, like, are they this? Are they that? Well, they did this, but that. It's probably time to question that person. Or really pay attention. Put them on the, what do you call it? If they give them one strike in your head, if they make another one, it's time to cut them off. Because once you stay around these individuals for too long, if you're able to see and feel something, know that if you're like, you can't really tell what they are, it's going to get worse over time. When you peep something that is weird, you can't really just tell yourself like, oh, that's probably just like the only weird thing. I could probably let it slide. They'll get weirder and weirder and weirder until you got a full-blown weird individual that is stalking you now. Because these people, they know how to pretend for a very long time. And once again, that's something that really confuses you guys. Because whenever you guys got to pretend, that's very exhausting to do. If you guys go work a 9 to 5, or you got to be in a family party, or be around other people that aren't awakened, and you got to do the fake conversations, the little social games, that stuff is very draining. Some of you guys have one social interaction and you got to go recharge for another week and a half. I got to go back out in nature. That was so draining. These people, they could pretend for years at a time. Some of you guys got married to these people, didn't find out to the 6th year that this person was a demon. Because the whole time they got to tell themselves, when I go out in society, make sure I don't do this, smile at this joke, act this way. And I think to myself, that's very exhausting. If these people would take that energy that they're doing to pretend, to heal and elevate, they will be in a way better position than to always be afraid of if they're gonna get exposed. And guys, when I say that these demons are afraid of being exposed, that's like their biggest fear. And that's why you guys, when it comes to these demons, you are their biggest threat. They hate to see you come around, because without you guys even doing anything, you guys just expose these people. You guys just having a regular conversation and just being authentic, that is enough to expose another individual. You guys are like naturally curious people by default, and you guys just be asking people regular questions because you figure that, like, in a conversation, it's all about, like, I ask questions, you ask questions, we figure each other out. Some people take that as a direct threat to their whole identity. These demons are so demonic. You ask someone out there the wrong question, now they're going to have a target on you. Because they're going to think that, oh, they're on to me. I think they only asked that because they're trying to expose me. Whole time, you're not even thinking about any of that stuff. Like, and honestly, if you guys even know someone is a demon, you just try to get out of their way, to be honest. Because dealing with demons is a very exhausting thing. You guys see how deluded these people are. You guys see all the little tactics they are doing. So if you guys can expose being around that stuff, that is what you're going to do. But once again, if they feel somewhat exposed, now they got to target you. Now they got to turn the people against you. And now you're in a war with with another group. But to bring it back to that person the narcissist sends your way, guys, to get that information out of you, the flying monkey, as I said earlier, do not take the bait. These people know how to make you feel understood in a way where you're going to open up. Remember, as I said, guys, the world is a stage. These demons know how to do things to you to make you open up. And one thing they'll do, they'll act like you, because as soon as they act like you throw discernment out the window. You start feeling like, oh, wow, someone like me, finally. And you start just opening up. Opening up to the wrong people, guys, can literally like really take you out and put you in a situation that you do not want to be in. Think about this. When you guys are on this journey, like, it's very hard to find someone that understands you. But you're telling me as soon as I get into it with a narcissist, now someone's able to understand me? Because these flying monkeys, guys, they're very convincing. You get into it with the narcissist, guys. You guys had that boss battle. You probably took down a warlock or something, or a narcissist. Don't think the battle ends there. Because narcissists are very egotistical people. It's all a power game. And if a narcissist feels like they lost to you in any type of way, they're going to try to get revenge. And this stuff sounds like a movie. Like, you guys at this moment in time, you guys probably have a narcissist out there that wants revenge on you guys. If that is the case with you guys, drop ones in the chat. If you guys angered some type of narcissist out there, they want revenge, they're currently trying, they're attacking you, drop ones in the chat. Appreciate the heart, man. Thank you. But like I said, them sending someone your way is them trying to enact that revenge because they need some type of information on you. Because once they're able to get that information, they'll be able to manipulate and put you in another storm. So let's say that flying monkey does come up to you and is like, hey, you know what? That person was in the wrong. You were in the right. You do this, you do that. Hey, everyone got to go through that conversation. Like, you might get a call. You might have this person approach you. Understand, guys, that flying monkey is playing both sides. That flying monkey is a double agent. That flying monkey is a spy, a monitoring spirit. And they're trying to get information to take back to the spiritual realm. But in that case, they want to take said information back to the narcissist so they can take you down. You guys don't know how deep this stuff goes because you guys don't think like them. But if you guys can like be present to all the meetings that are happening about you behind the scenes, you guys will see how demonic the world is. You guys have a lot of people pissed off out there just for you being you. Because when you have a type of light about you, when you're positive, when you beat your demons, once again, some people in here is not going to believe me, but there's someone out there that's seeing you from a distance. Just them seeing you smile is pissing them off. Some of you guys have recognized that, and you understand that with some people, you got to like just like pretend like you're depressed or something. And that's like if you work a 9 to 5, like, because you don't want a problem at your 9 to 5. You're trying to make your money and go home. And you understand that if you be too happy at that 9 to 5, that manager might start targeting you. That coworker that's always going through it, now they're going to make you an enemy. Because they're going to think, who do you think you are? Why do you get to be happy and we're suffering? So some of you guys got to like just blend in and pretend. And these demons' main goal is to get you like them. Because misery loves company. And when that flying monkey came to get information, if you opened up to that monitoring spirit, hey, pray or something. Pray, start manifesting, ask for forgiveness. And hey, whatever comes your way, just know you're gonna make it through that storm. Because you're probably thinking that flying monkey is gonna like just take that information and just not tell anybody. The whole time you guys had some secret society after you, and that flying monkey is gonna go right back to that secret society or that narcissist and tell them every single thing you said. Because you probably thought that in that conversation, you were finally getting someone empathizing with you, someone that was understanding you, someone that was on your side. Hey guys, if you're on this journey, 90% of people are against you and you just have to accept that. I'm sorry. And if that makes you guys fearful or scared, nervous, all these different things, I'm sorry. But you have to start walking in your power and understand that even though a majority of people are against you, you're always going to come out on top. They're not teaming up on you for no reason. They're teaming up on you because you're very powerful and they need those other individuals to even stand some type of chance against you. But yes, guys, in this journey, I'm not saying to like not open up to like anybody. But if you're still out there and you're like, everyone is my best friend, everyone wants what's best for me, and you're opening up to these people, you're going to have a bad time. And a lot of us had to experience this from like very early on to know that we can't be doing this. Some of us had to go through that lesson more than once, like a very long time. And I was one of those people. It took me a very long time to understand, like, oh, these are demons. Anytime someone did something to me, I was giving them the benefit of the doubt and just thinking that, oh, if they did something to me, they probably just having a bad day. I was so deep in the matrix, I thought like my behavior was making them do these things to me. And I was like, if I correct my behavior, they won't be as demonic. Nah. When you have this light about you guys, there's some people out there not going to like you no matter what you do. But at the same time, it's like, why would you guys want to be liked or accepted by these demons? When you guys get to a certain journey, if you meet like high vibrational people, they're going to like you and they're going to vibe with you. If I meet any of you guys out there in public, we'll vibe. Like, honestly, I'm going to talk to you guys and then I'll be like, finally, people are speaking English. This is easy. I'm not triggering you guys because you guys solved your demons. But for a majority of us, we keep coming across people that are battling their own demons. And because they haven't figured out their stuff, they project all that stuff onto us. And you guys can be like the most loving people to these individuals. You guys can see a demon, someone getting possessed, and you're like being understanding, empathetic. And they hate that even more. If what they're doing to you and you show no effect and like you're trying to help them out, they'll hate you even more for it. The world is backwards, guys. Left is right, right is left, up is down, down is up. But it's like if you're nice to the demons, they'll hate you, despise you. But if you are like around the demons, you act depressed, you're mean, you're narcissistic, that will make people love you. Like that's just how this society is. This society is built for narcissistic individuals. And the more you go up, the more narcissistic people you got to deal with. These millionaires and billionaires, they can smile to you guys. They can try to act like they're like the best people in the world. But to be at that level, they had to do something. They had to step over somebody. They had to step over somebody. They had to throw someone under the bus. But the world is a stage, so people aren't showing you what they're doing like for like society to see. But once again, when you guys have discernment, you guys start seeing through the illusions and lies of society. There's probably celebrities out there where like the whole world loves them, but every time that celebrity pops up on your feed or you see them, you're like, that's a demon, like straight up. But when it comes to these glamour spells, guys, when it comes to like trying to like let other people that these people are this, you got to understand they're protected by some type of spell. And that's how you can know like something is a spell. Like if you're seeing through somebody and you try to tell other people and they start like jumping you, it's like, no, you're the bad guy, da, da, da. Like that's a spell. And that's why like in this reality, you have to kind of just see things, peep it out, and just move accordingly. A glamour spell is like having people see you in a way that you're not. That's why with these narcissists, they mask themselves. They pretend to be something they're not. Other people see them as like angels, charming, attractive. But when you have discernment, you see through these individuals and they look and you could like discern their spirits. But before I get to the next point, guys, once again, I appreciate every single one of you guys in here. Thank you guys for supporting me. Shoot me a follow. I go live every single night. If you're on the YouTube side, shoot me a sub. But before I get to that next point on the list, if you guys have any questions right now about narcissists, I'll answer about like 5, and then I'll move on to the next one. Meg, appreciate the follow. BB, thank you. Can narcissists be alone? No, they cannot. That's why when you guys get into a relationship with a narcissist and they end up discarding you, or you break up with the narcissist, they always like hop to like another person because they're running away from their demons and they use other people as a distraction, and they'll siphon people. And when they no longer have said energy, that's when they move on to the next person. But it's very rarely when you will find a narcissist that is able to be by themselves. And quick too, facts. They always want supply, facts. What's my name on YouTube? Link in the bio. The thing with narcissists too, guys, is like they always come back. They come back when you're in a better position, or if you were to want to break up with them, they were probably trying to come back like immediately. But if they, law of divine oneness, we're all connected. So if they had discarded you when you didn't have the energy, and you're starting to elevate again and get the energy back, they can feel that from a distance. And that's when they start hitting you up with that, with putting back on the mask and pretending. Appreciate the heart, me. Thank you. Also, everyone on TikTok, keep tapping the screens. Let's get it. Two more questions. Zaka Tekana, thank you. Will they come back if you know about narcissists? You knowing, it depends. It's like a spectrum. For some narcissists, if you even give them the impression that you know, or that you're like so set on knowing they're a narcissist, they're gonna stay away from you, because now they're like, all right, me being around you, you're gonna kind of force them to see who they are, and they hate that. But then the spectrum, if you have like the higher level narcissists, they won't care because they're confident enough to be able to manipulate you. So it all depends. First time seeing me live, welcome in. Helix, appreciate the follow. How do you hurt a narcissist? Hey guys, when you're on this journey, I don't recommend getting revenge. Getting revenge will make that energy come back to you. But in a way, the best revenge is no revenge and becoming successful. Because when you become a person where you no longer care and you're able to get that happiness they try to stop you from getting, ultimately that's going to hurt them. But you don't do it to hurt them. You do it for yourself. But let's get to the next point on the list. Reactive abuse, a narcissist's favorite tactic in the toolbox. If you guys know what reactive abuse is, drop ones in the chat. If you're like, what is that? Drop twos in the chat. So reactive abuse, understand guys, these narcs, these demons, as we were talking about earlier, they have the Jezebel spirit within them. That's an overt narcissist. They also have the Delilah spirit, which is a covert narc. But these narcs also have like these provoking spirits within them as well. And when someone has a provoking spirit, they want to keep poking you because they want you to react so you can get out of character. And once you get out of character, it is no longer about what they did to you. It's more so about your reaction. So if you guys are dealing with the narc right now, and I know in this journey, there's always that one that wants to stay latched onto you guys. All that them trying to get you to react, don't feed into it. Remember, narcissists, demons, these people are energy vampires, and they got to siphon you. So if you react to what they're doing, they're going to feed off of that energy. They're going to get more stronger. They're going to get more energetic. But if you don't react, that's when you're going to see these narcs malfunction in real time. Not reacting, guys, is like a return to sender. When these narcs are trying to do something to you, in this spiritual warfare, everything is like an energetic attack. When a narc attacks you, they send an energetic attack, and you have three options. The first option is letting that energetic attack do what they intended it to do. They want to siphon you. They want you to be depressed. They want you to cry. They want you to crash out. Two, you can alchemize the energy. So whatever energetic attack someone sends your way, you can take that negative energy and you can put it into a positive. One example right here is all these things I talk about are things that I went through myself. So instead of letting that energy just consume me, I just found a way to alchemize it and use it for a better good. And then three, just like what I was just talking about, if you ignore somebody, whatever they do, that energy will come to you, then bounce off of you and go back to the other person. Some of you guys have probably saw that happen in real time. where you guys have probably like ignored the narcissist, and they just start malfunctioning. They start getting even more mad. They start like spazzing out. That is because at that point in time, you did a return to sender. And that is also a tactic that can be used like in these streams as well. Because I talk about like how you get people that come into these chats and they're really starving for energy. Some people at the house right now, they're just going through it, just very depressed. So they'll come in here, try to attack people to try to gain that energy. But if you ignore these people, they'll just end up feeling worse because the attack didn't have its intended effect. And also when you have these demons trying to do reactive abuse, they're trying to switch places with you. In a way, it's like a tactic of destiny swapping. Because reactive abuse, they're trying to be you in a situation. And they're trying to get you to take their place as like the attacker, the oppressor. Because another thing to know someone is like a demon is like they will project onto you. So they will be telling you that you're the narcissist, you're the one doing this. And once again, if you're not secure within yourself, you're really going to start thinking that these accusations are accurate. They're going to have you at the crib thinking to yourself like, man, am I the narcissist? They got a point right there. Maybe if I did that. You guys aren't. If you guys are self-reflecting and you're trying to figure this stuff out, narcissists aren't self-reflecting. I'm going to let you know that right now. When you guys are in this chat and you guys are trying to figure this stuff out and like, yo, this happened, they're out there like watching manipulation videos. They're reading manipulation tactics and books and trying to figure out how they can get stronger. Narcissists aren't concerned if they're a narcissist. They're just like, some of them know something is going on, but they don't care enough to figure it out. And if they do care to figure it out, they're like trying to use that to manipulate you in some type of way. Like, for example, how I said these narcissists will mirror you to kind of get you under their spell. If you're saying they're a narcissist and they're trying to play into it because they know that if you are someone that will accept them, if they're trying to take accountability, they can use that against you. And that's why you got to be very careful with these narcissists. They don't want to connect. They want to dominate. And everything they do, it's like a reason for it. They're never just doing things just to do it. That's why in spiritual warfare, you got to use your discernment. You got to use your pattern recognition to see, like, decipher, is this person good for me? Are they trying to do something? And when it comes to that reactive abuse, guys, that stuff is sick. Because these people are very persistent in how much they will just abuse you and poke at you. Poke, poke, poke. Someone said it right there. Like, they're just bullies. Like, we just call this stuff what it is. A lot of these people stopped mentally growing in high school. And now they're taking that high school bullying out into the real world. And you guys are dealing with this stuff, like, in your jobs, adult relationships. And once again, these people are studying you guys. So when they're doing the reactive abuse, they know what to do to trigger you guys. And that's why I'm saying you guys got to be working on yourselves. Because if someone knows your trigger out there, hey, that's even motivation enough to figure this stuff out. Because you're telling me someone out there has a weapon to be able to take you out? Hey, shadow work time. Go meditate, go journal. Figure out, why is that your trigger? Like, why is this like affecting me right now? And when you're able to figure it out, whatever they're doing to you, if you're able to figure it out, you like get over the gatekeeper and be able to go to your next timeline and keep elevating. But if you have that same person that keeps attacking you and you keep getting triggered, you're not going to be able to elevate. And even if you get away from that individual, if you didn't learn the lesson, you're still going to attract somebody that's going to do the same exact thing to you. When it comes to narcissists, guys, they body hop. You can think you broke up with somebody, left one friend. If you haven't learned a lesson, you will attract that same individual doing the same things. You're going to wonder to yourself, thinking like, man, is everyone doing this? Everyone isn't doing it, but in your reality, they are, because like life is like a video game. This is your like character that like, or your villain that you have to get through to get to the next level. And that's why I'm saying it's new levels, new devils, guys. You're never going to get to a point where you have all this stuff figured out. You're going to meet a demon and they're going to do something where you're like, oh, like I haven't seen that before. But you have to get to a point where you're so calm about it. You're like, oh, I haven't seen that before, but let me learn what they're doing so I can maneuver around it. Because sad to say, guys, like we got to like coexist with these people. In this spiritual warfare, these demons are either trying to convert you to the side of evil, or you are indirectly converting people to the side of good. And as I always say, guys, we are outnumbered severely. That's why you guys can't let this stuff get to you. Because this is the army. This is the army. It's like 10% of us against 90% of these demons. We came here to make the world a better place. So if you guys are allowing these demons to do something to you and you get out of character, that is like you just kind of like lowering yourself down to a level you don't have to lower yourself down to. And once you're able to reframe it like that, then these attacks are not going to have like the desired effect on you. Small but mighty, exactly. And once they're doing that reactive abuse on you and you have trained yourself to not react to what they're doing, if you're able to be in the mindset of like, I'm not going to be a vengeful person, I'm going to just let these things play out. As you know, you guys are divinely protected. And whatever these demons do to you, you will elevate, especially like when you're having a bunch of these attacks just coming at you. You're not letting you breathe. When you're able to kind of stay calm through the attacks, you got a blessing on the way. And these demons, whoever are attacking you, they will get their karma. And they will get it very fast. And if God has to step in and give the karma, it's not going to be like a slap on the wrist. You guys have seen these people lose their jobs messing with you. Lose all their money, car accidents, all this crazy stuff. But when it comes to these demons, it's more so not a vindictive thing. Karma is there to teach them what they got to learn. And so they can elevate. But a lot of these demons, they're really far gone. And because they're far gone, they'll never be able to self-reflect and be like, you know what? This happened because I did that to this person. But at that point, it's not your concern anymore. Because you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. So when whatever happened, you learned a lesson. You didn't get like vengeful. You elevate. Now you're in this next timeline, and they're still down here doing the same exact thing. Now that you're gone, now they're gonna find someone else to manipulate, someone else to torment. And that's honestly what be happening out there, guys. If you guys escape the narcissist, a very small percentage, like after they leave you, they figure it out. When you guys leave that narcissist, they're out there finding their next victim or something. And sometimes I'll be thinking like that. Like, it's like you had an encounter with a shark. You survived the shark attack. They're still in the water out there. And they're looking for other people to traumatize at that point. What you're going to realize, too, is like a lot of times, too, a narcissist will recruit people against you. They will say all these different lies. They'll believe said lies about that narcissist. But when you remove yourself from the situation, trust that there's like a countdown that starts to go down. Your divine protection, how you guys are, you guys dismantle a lot of these groups out there. And you guys expose these narcs. If a narc did you wrong, it was some type of like group effort to take you down, and you walk away, hey, that countdown starts. That countdown starts. Because eventually something's gonna happen. And the people that believe said lies about you, the people that thought the narc was an angel, this and that, now that narc can't help themselves. And now that narc probably starts attacking people within the group. People start noticing a pattern like, yo, this person's always doing this. And maybe the person we thought was in the wrong, maybe the person that we exiled and stuff like that, maybe they were telling the truth. Because one annoying thing about discernment, guys, is like 90% of the time, like, you're not wrong. You're just early. And being early is kind of frustrating because not only will people not see what you're talking about, but they'll jump you. Like, they'll make you a straight enemy for like being the only one that sees what is going on. But do trust that whatever is done in the dark will eventually come to light. And if you guys just got into it with some type of narcissist out there, even if you don't get this information back to you, because some of you guys are at the rank where like whatever happens, like that information will come back to you. But some of you guys, maybe you're not there yet. And then you ask yourselves like, do they ever get their karma? Trust that they get their karma. You might think they're living a perfect life with the people that they lied on you about. But now they're going through it right now. People in the group are starting to attack the narcissist. They're losing control. They're getting even more exposed. Because remember, that narcissist has to go through lessons to live a better life. If they choose to keep being narcissistic, they're going to keep attracting those same type of situations to them. And they'll be right there, keep asking themselves, like, why does this always happen to me? Why do I keep attracting this? Why is everyone bad? Why is everyone bad? That's the difference between you and a narcissist, guys. These demons, they live in hell. Hell is a state of consciousness, and they just think the world is a bad place. They just make out everyone to like be this, like, even when they're like a good person in their lives, they find some ways to make themselves a victim in that situation. You guys are in your heaven state of consciousness where you always just figure it out. You know that, all right, this person's demonic. All right, let me elevate. Let me do something to not make myself attract the same type of person. And that's why you leave a lot of these narcissists in an older timeline, because they can't grow with you. And some of you guys will elevate so much faster than a narcissist, they're not going to be able to accept it. And they're always going to try to pull you back down into that timeline. And you guys have to be very strong and don't let these individuals pull you down. Someone from probably like years ago that you escaped is probably still attacking you to this day because they can't accept that you guys elevated and that you guys figured it out. But when it comes to a narcissist or a demon, they always do the same thing. They don't learn. They don't try to like elevate their manipulation tactics. It's always the same. And a lot of times you don't get bothered by the attacks. You more so feel bad for them because you see that a lot of these individuals are just people that can't figure it out. Sometimes God will put these demons in your path to show you what your life will look like if you took a dark turn. Some of you guys met your evil twin out there, a dark version of yourselves, and then you start to get grateful for how you handled your journey. Because you guys, even though it was painful, you're like, I want to figure this stuff out. I don't want to be like these other people. And trust me, those people can see that as well. When you're able to see the dark version in other individuals, they're able to see you as someone that was able to figure it out. And when someone sees that you had similar experiences as them and you made it out okay, you're going to have a lot of people hate you for that. They're going to think to themselves like, man, like, well, you think you're better than me because you were able to figure it out? And the sad part about that, too, if you guys had the ability to, you wouldn't even be in a battles with these narcissists. Like, you would just help heal them and help them and make them like grow and stuff like that. But in the spiritual warfare, it's like everyone's trauma is their own responsibility. Xanthus, appreciate it. Everyone's growth is their own responsibility. You guys can't lose yourselves trying to save other people. And that's the most important thing you're going to learn in this matrix, the spiritual warfare. When you guys first awakened, not even with trauma, but you guys were trying to save everybody. And you guys saw quite quickly that that was a bad mistake. Because people aren't going to look at you and think to themselves like, oh, they tried to save me. Thank you. You're a good person. Da, 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 da. Nah, those people are going to hate you, to be honest. How many of you guys experienced that? Saving people, trying to save people within the matrix, trying to save someone from their trauma, and they just end up turning on you. They start attacking you. Drop ones in the chat. And you guys got to be wary of that too when you're in relationships too. Because as an empath and a light worker, you're going to attract a lot of unhealed people. Venice, thank you. You're going to attract a lot of unhealed people. And you as like an earth angel, you as a light worker, you're going to think to yourself like, I can save this person. Hey, trust me from experience, it's not going to work out how you think it's going to work out. Because those people that are broken, they don't even think they're deserving of love. And that's why it's a danger to date right now. You have a lot of people that don't think they're deserving of love, but they're still chasing it. They don't know what they want, but they waste your time and leave you in a very confused state. Because exactly how they feel about themselves on the inside, if you're treating them good, if you're giving them positive energy and just being a light in their life, they're going to start sabotaging that stuff immediately. Because they're going to think to themselves, like, I'm not deserving of this. So, like, why are you treating me this way? They're going to think, I don't love myself. So why are you trying to love me right now? And you're going to be in one of, like, the most confusing situations. So that's what I'm saying. If you know someone is a demon and you're probably trying to date them, or it's like a family member, I'm not saying you got to cut off your family members, but maybe you got to love them from like an arm's distance. Because it's not just a vessel thing. Remember, you got to think in the mindset of spiritual warfare like 24/7. Because you guys probably have like family members or friends that have vessels, and they truly do want to love you. They do want to be a good friend in your life, but they don't know how to. And whenever you get around those people, they get possessed and they start attacking you and doing all these weird things that these demons be doing. You got to be kind of stingy with your energy and aware of who you keep around with you, because this is literally the difference between life or death. Hey, but if you guys have any more questions, I'm going to take them right now. This has been a pretty cool stream. I do appreciate you guys popping out. I'll probably be on here answering questions for like 30 more minutes, and then I'm going to take off. But if you guys are on my TikTok side, shoot me a follow. I go live every single night. Shoot me a sub on YouTube. What is my favorite book? I like Atomic Habits. Only because like that was like the first book I read all the way through. So that'll always have a special place in my heart. When did you see a demon change? I've rarely ever seen like a demon change. Like, I know it's not impossible, but for a demon to change and to become like a better individual, they got to go through like an ego death or something, or they got to go through like something like a life-changing experience. So a lot of times when narcs are telling themselves like, oh, I want to get better, this and that, it's like they can, but it rarely happens, to be honest. What's my TikTok handle? Go to my latest video on my YouTube. I always like pin it to my videos. Skydiver, appreciate the follow. Can we talk more about the timeline thing? What do you want to know? In this spiritual warfare, guys, this planet is a reincarnation trap. When it comes to these demons, they are trying to keep you down here in hell with them. That's why none of us escape this planet without like having some type of trauma. Because as we're born, these demons are trying to force us to stay here. And it takes very strong individuals to go through this stuff and be like, I'm going to get out of here. But when it comes to timelines, like your frequency creates the reality of like what we're in right now. Your frequency, thought, and your energy. And if it goes higher, now you're going to your highest timeline. Those demons don't want that to happen because you being abundant, you being happy, you being on your highest timeline is you being on the road to get out of here. And they need to keep you down here to put energy into this matrix. Do narcs purposely accuse you of crazy things knowing you're innocent? Yeah, definitely. If you're a light worker, I don't think you can really go through this life and not get an accusation on you. If you did, that means, nah, it's impossible. These people, remember, we deal with projections. So, like, these demons, they will just project whatever demon they have on us. They know we're intelligent. We see what's going on. And in order for them to fight us, they got to resort to illusions and stuff like that. That's why you guys got to be careful with some of these demons, because they'll like try to get you in trouble with the law. And for some of you guys, that might just break you. I'm not going to lie. It might break you so much, you probably got to repeat this life. But if some demon got you in trouble with the law, just bounce back. Just bounce back. Trust that you're protected, and whatever they did, like, it will work out for you. But I understand, like, that 3D stuff, it'd be hard sometimes. But demons do be sent on demonic assignment to get you in trouble with the law. So make sure you're careful with who you invite into your energy. Is it possible to jump timelines and one notice it? Like other people? You probably get like a lot more people staring at you, but like you jump a timeline and someone's like, oh, I know you did it. Nah, I don't think so. People will know when the planet has shifted. That's like a whole nother thing. Oh yeah, they can tell. They know something's different. That's why you'll get people staring. But they're not going to be staring as like, oh, that person just hopped the timeline. They're like, and their like spirit is going to be like locked onto you. Just like when you first left the Matrix, you probably had like a lot of people staring at you. That's when your family members and your friends turned on you. Like it's all like it's spiritual thing and like an energy thing. We struggle not against the flesh and blood, exactly. I wish I'd understand this better years ago. Yeah, a lot of people say that, but I just try to look at it like the present moment. Like I know now, and I'm gonna use this information to like make sure like my future is as good as possible. But yeah, we were playing this game like on the hardest level. So I always say, like, I don't know how we made it as far as we did, but of course it was God. But growing up, we were just like partying with the demons and not knowing what was going on. Now I'm very picky with like who I let into my energy. You gotta pass a couple like tests like I have in my head. I see you start tripping, I'm out. You'll never see me again. We not playing games, exactly. The house is a safe place. It's the Hunger Games, Squid Games, the Chosen One Olympics out there. What kind of test? Like, are you who you say you are? Are you playing a character? And a lot of that stuff is easy to see because people can talk really well, but if their actions aren't matching what they're saying, it's pretty obvious. Beautiful karma, thank you. Hair Olympics, facts. Ain't nobody got time for that. What about if your mother is a big narcissist? What about it? Everything I talk about is not like family dependent. So if someone in your life is a narcissist, the same advice I give kind of stands. Sometimes some of you guys got to get away from your family because their demons are so strong. They're literally trying to take you out. And some of you guys, if you stay around certain family members, you're probably going to wonder, like, why do you always feel depressed? You got away from family. You have your ups and downs. Like, how you feeling about it? Fast and pray. Facts. Why do we never want to tell on them or get them in trouble? Like, what do you mean? Like a narcissist? That could just be the empath in you. You're seeing the good in them. You don't want them to, you don't want to hold them accountable for the most part. But honestly, I'm telling you guys, like, you guys got to hold people accountable, set those boundaries, because some of these demons, they'll go very far. They'll go very far. They'll do things to you that they never would have done to another person. But because they sense that you're easygoing, they just kind of take advantage. Tanisha, appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, you can't let them go too far with you, facts. Because once again, you give access to someone for a little bit too long, they'll turn to a stalker. Stalking is getting very normalized these days. Do I have demons for lashing out? Nah, you're a human being. Spirituality doesn't mean that like you're like love and light like 24/7. We all have a shadow side. The difference between us and the demons is they get possessed by their shadows. Our shadows, like, we learn how to integrate it in a positive way. And we know how to check ourselves too if we're like thinking something. And lashing out, if you're able to self-reflect afterwards and grow, that's not a bad thing. People are going through a lot, though, honestly. That is true. If you guys are in here, you're going through anything, sending positive energy. You guys got this. You guys are very strong individuals. It's the army of the Care Bears. We were chosen for a reason, guys. Keep going. Love, light to you, right back at you. How do you know all the stuff that keeps happening? It's all like everyone is connected to, I want to say everyone. We have the ability to connect to source. It's all about alignment. So things that I'm talking about, other people are going through it because they're on the same frequency as me. So if you guys are resonating with my videos, like, we're on the same frequency. And that's why my account's called You're Not Alone. Because you're not alone. Like, there's other people out there experiencing the same things. Alyssa, I got you. I take my power back. Love that. Moe's, appreciate the follow. Do you think there's like chances of a real divine partnership or two real people get together? Yeah, I'm on the belief of that I believe in soulmates. I think everyone has their person out there. Some people on this journey, they've completely given up. And the people that's done that, it's like your thoughts create your reality. So if you think that someone isn't out there for you, then that is going to be correct. But if you, at least in my opinion, if you know someone is out there for you, eventually you will find said person. Good morning. Hey, it's Jess. Didn't know so many experiencing the same thing. Yeah, I used to think the same thing. When I first awakened, I thought I was the only one thinking this stuff. I thought I was going crazy. Come to find out that there was a whole community of other individuals thinking the same thing. It was so validating when I would like watch a video and someone was like saying my exact thoughts to me. That was very trippy, but it let me know that like I wasn't crazy. BB, you're completely fine. Thank you for showing up to the lives, though. Is this live? Not, it's pre-recorded. Why are we experiencing this? Because we have a light about us. On paper, it would seem like if we had a light, everyone would just be like cheering when we went outside. But nah, a majority of the world is demonic. So having a light just makes people hate you for no reason. We go through this thing called the Jesus Christ crucifixion. And as Jesus says, if the world hates you, remember it hated me first. This stuff used to really confuse me because society will gaslit you like crazy. Like, I remember, like, I know what I'm seeing, but you would say it out loud. People would think like you're tripping, you're complaining too much, you're victimizing yourself. And I'm like, nah, I think I'm getting targeted. And then I found you guys. I'm like, oh, this is a real thing. But that took me years. Like, I was getting gaslit like my whole life. Like, I've only been awakened for like 3 years. I was getting jumped the first quarter. Juaco, I believe so. Yeah, exactly. Yes, I was being gaslit a lot. I was going insane. Yeah, I was like thinking to myself, it's like, who can I really open up about to with these things? Like, you could think to yourself, like, if I open up in this way, maybe they'll understand. They're not gonna understand at all. There was only like one person I like opened up to when I figured this stuff out. But I knew before I opened up, I'm like, I don't want him to think I'm crazy. So I made sure like I found this video on discernment. I spent like a day preparing like how I was gonna tell him, and he still thought I was crazy, and he told everyone I was crazy. I'm like, all right, I'm not doing that again. And I'm like, I went to my isolation season, and I started figuring this stuff out. Appreciate the rose. One sister understands, but she is in competition. That's the crazy part about this journey too, is like meeting other awakened people. Like, just someone being awakened doesn't automatically mean like they're like a good person. It's like a spectrum. And it also doesn't mean they're a bad person if they're operating like that. Because some people probably are not just where you're at yet. So they're probably still having like demonic tendencies, narcissistic tendencies. So that's what makes this path confusing. But I just give grace to everybody. Like, I stopped judging people a long time ago. And I know I'd be roasting demons on here, but honestly, I just try to stay away from them. Bright, appreciate the follow. Bum, I started recording audio and video of everything they say and do to me. I had a job in 2024. They were just lying on me every single day. Like, I was like, what is going on? Then this guy like lied and said I locked him in the bathroom. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just record you guys because you guys are tripping. And then the dude lied on me again. And I was like, yo, no, I recorded this time. And they're like, well, you know, you can't record. So we're gonna have to write you up. I'm like, yo, I'm done. I'm done with this. But yeah, that recording stuff does not work. So I just remove myself from that situation. What if that person is my family? I believe in soul family. Karmic families, those people probably aren't your real family members. They're just there to teach you a lesson and help you get your spiritual build. Because honestly, if I didn't have the family I had, I wouldn't even have discernment or like be able to see the things I have. So I learned the lessons, got what I needed, and did before they could take me out. Once you're grown, you make your own family. Exactly. Because like, once again, it's not like a black and white thing. Wartooth, appreciate it. I use gray rock technique and it worked. I love that for you. It's not like a black and white thing. I can't just say that like everyone in here cut off your family. It's so much like complex than that. But I do give this information and let you know that just because they have a family member title doesn't mean you're entitled to like keep them around while they're abusing you. There's a lot of people out there that think they need to do that. They're in a mindset of you only get one mom, you only get one dad. That is true, but that person's abusing you. So I don't think you should be around that person, but I tell everyone to use their judgment. Where do you get your info from? Many different places. I meditate a lot. I fast. I get downloads. I read a lot of books. I watch a lot of like spiritual videos. It's going through life. Why are they trying to destroy us? We are different, not trying to fit in their space and system. Indirectly, we're like a threat to the system. Like, take me for example. When I first awakened, they were just trying to get me out of here. They were jumping me, calling me crazy, just trying their best to get me out of here. If what they did worked, I wouldn't be here like waking up you guys or talking about these things. And it's like a domino effect. You get me? This is exactly what they were trying to stop. They try to make you seem like you're crazy to take away the validation from the things you are talking about. So just know that they're trying to attack you, because even though you might not think you're anything great, the fact that you awakened is only like 10% of us. That shows that you're a threat. Hey, Gigi, you did not have to do that. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, you're like a threat to these people, especially when you're going out there and like you're speaking the truth. Like me doing this puts a target on my back. I don't care because I know this is my purpose. And when I don't do this, God tries to put me back on here immediately. But when you start to like get like a platform and you really are trying to wake up people, the level of the attacks kind of like ramp up. If you see some celebrities, they try to wake people up, and then they just got the elites at the top convince everyone that they were crazy. You can see it like it happened to like Kanye West, happened to Kyrie Irving. I think Jim Carrey too, if I'm not mistaken. So like a lot of celebrities are awakened, like celebrities that you probably would have never known, but they know better to like not say anything because they don't want a target on their backs. Many are called, few are chosen. Facts. Let your haters be your motivators. Exactly. If you don't have haters, you're not doing something right. The goal should be like, how many haters can I get today? But yeah, haters are your biggest fans. They show you that you're doing something right. Who's your favorite spiritual YouTuber? I like Iron the Soul. He's pretty cool. What is gray rock techniques? Like if I have someone coming up to me and just being like toxic, I would just like start giving one word answers. Like, hey, you're this or that. I'm like, okay, cool. You don't really like engage energetically with them. Yeah, Wartooth, I wouldn't even like begin to know what that would even look like, but open to it. You still get angry? It's not a bad thing. At least you're aware and you know that is something you need to work on. You do shadow work. Eventually that will fall off over time. Nuno. I don't recommend doing that. You gotta let people just be who they're gonna be and just move accordingly. That's like calling like a narcissist. I think a lot of people think that is gonna be a good method in the beginning, but letting people know that this is what they are will just start the programming and they'll start freaking out. Anyone else notice they aren't aging, like looking older? I feel like as light workers, like we age backwards, especially if like you're celibate. You feel like you have like that Benjamin Button. Did you start here or TikTok? I started making TikToks first. I was always scared to like doing talking videos. I don't really like attention. I don't like people knowing I know the things that I know. So I started off doing memes because I'm like, if I do memes, no one's really gonna take me serious. And it's like I thought I could kind of like get away with it, but eventually I was called to like start talking and stuff like that. So I'm like, all right. Are you in isolation? Yeah, I don't really talk to people. It's not really that much people that can understand me. I do have two friends though that are like still in the Matrix, but one moved away. I haven't seen them in a very long time. Still text them every now and then though. And then like I looked over here and then someone said Taurus, and that's who one of my friends are. It's like a synchronicity. One of my relatives is definitely a narcissist or a demon, but her psychiatrist is blind. Yeah, when it comes to psychiatrists and therapists, like I don't trust a lot of them. A lot of people just do things for like a check. But I'm not gonna say all of them are bad, but it's best to find the good ones. But some of them just kind of validate people's like delusions and stuff like that. You confirm I'm not mad. I got you. Quick question, go for it. Yeah, I remember too, like I had a therapist like when I first awakened. When I first awakened, I was very depressed. I'm like, I cannot do this. I was kind of nervous about it at first, but then that first therapist I had, like looking back now, like it wasn't really a good therapist. It was just a therapist that kind of just made me talk, but I didn't know what to expect in the beginning. So I thought it was good. Then she left because she went on like maternity leave. Then I had this other therapist where I'm like, I thought I can be open with the things I was seeing. That therapist said she was spiritual. When I was talking about these things, she's like got super freaked out. So I'm like, you get to a certain point where in your journey where therapists aren't going to help you because your frequency is information. So I started noticing too, like in those conversations, it kind of shifted to I was getting help to she was starting to get help from me. Like I would go to therapy sessions and it's like I was helping her with her issues. So I started noticing that my frequency got to a level where like I can't really talk to a therapist. And then you also get the knowledge of understanding that everything is within. So I do thank therapy in the beginning because it gave me the training wheels to figure this stuff out. But eventually, like you understand, you don't really need videos, you don't need the books. Like you just start meditating and then the answers will just come to you. Like a lot of stuff I talk about is just stuff like I piece together. Most therapists have more problems and depression than most. Exactly. And when you're tapped in, you can see this stuff like you can just see it. And just as people in the Matrix, therapists will like project themselves onto you if you get a little bit higher than their level. Downloads, facts. It's not an easy journey. Yeah, this journey is not for the weak. So if you guys chose to walk this path, you guys are very strong people. You guys are probably craving something like probably like a relationship, a big friend group, a family that actually loves you, this and that. But sometimes like when I think like that, I understand that I probably already lived that life in a past life. Everything I think I'm lacking, like I'm like, oh, I lived that already. And this lifetime I'm called to do this. And I shouldn't really complain because I kind of know what I signed up for. So that's how I look at it. Can we talk covert narcissists? Yeah, those are like the sneaky chameleons in society. You guys can't let the people that just smile in your face make you think they're like a good person. There's like a lot of covert narcs in the group of spirituality. People that are like overly nice, pretending to be something that they're not. And I'm not saying overly nice equals covert narc, but that's something I kind of notice a lot. Covert narcs like to ignore they even have a shadow to begin with. And people that try to act like they don't have a shadow are the same people that are going to attack you like in like small little toxic ways. Start love bombing in the beginning. Facts. I think all narcs kind of do that to an extent. They all like try to act like they're this morally high person in the beginning when you first meet them. God fights my battles. I love that. Do you do guests on your live? I do certain days. Or saying they're a good person. I'm a good person. I'm never bad. I'm never. Yeah, that's something to watch out for. Sakshi, welcome to the community. I did upload a member video today too. Probably uploaded like as soon as like I end this live. Heard that just yesterday. Everyone has a shadow. Do you have an email? I do. Every YouTube video I drop, like I pin the video, I pin that message to the video. They're fishing for info on how they can screw you over during that love bombing. Bum, you are tapped in because that's exactly what they are doing. Once again, that was something I had to figure out the hard way. I couldn't believe that people would like just take information and hold on to it so they can attack you later. I had a couple relationships like that where someone that I once said I love you to, like we both loved each other, then after we like separate, just throwing all this like old information in my face. So you gotta kind of be careful like with who you open up to. Some people like to have that upper hand to know that they can like make you feel pain. And it's not always like a malicious thing, but at the same time, like you don't want to give these info to people that can't be mature enough to handle it if you guys like break apart or something. Don't trust anyone who gossips behind other people's backs. Yeah, I think gossiping is like very normalized these days. I kind of like observe society, and a lot of people just do it, and they kind of just, no one really talks about it, says it's like a bad thing. In groups, like sometimes I'll tell them like, hey, look, I don't want to gossip about that. Or I will tell people, I will hear someone saying someone's secret, and I will say like, I don't think that person would like you saying that. And every time it's made me a target. So it's like gossip is normalized in a narcissistic society. It's how they feel good in that moment. It's how they feel important. Yeah, and I remember too, like when I was like unawakened and like I was chasing validation, I was a part of that gossiping life. But then after awakening and like me thinking like all these different things, it's just kind of a habit that kind of like fell off of me. I also see too, like if you grew up in a family where all they did was gossip, you will kind of naturally just pick that up and just think that's like a natural thing to do. And I noticed that within my family, and I'm like, I gotta kind of work on that. Gossip is judgmental, exactly. It's also witchcraft too. Definitely witchcraft, exactly. Like keep my name out of your mouth, exactly. When you're walking this path though, it's like everyone is just gonna like talk about you. It's insane. I had a time in my life, like I was telling my friend, like, why is everyone talking about me? This is annoying, da da da. But then once you kind of understand like what is going on and who you are, it kind of just stopped affecting me. Me trying to like shut down every rumor, me trying to get everyone to understand me, that was making me depressed. That was like an epiphany moment when I understood that I didn't need everyone to understand me, and I understood that the people that are for me are not going to believe rumors, are going to kind of be on my side, and that made my life like a whole lot more peaceful. and they stalk your social media. Exactly. That was one reason, Gigi, welcome to the community. That was one reason like I hated like doing social media. I know God was calling me to do this, but I'm like, yo, like this is putting me in the spotlight. I got people putting the evil eye on me, always talking about me, smear campaigns. But then I realized too, social media kind of made me like a stronger person because the same stuff I was stressing about when I first did it, like I don't really think about it. And doing social media, you will have like someone do a smear campaign on you like once a week. And now when it happens, like I don't really think about it. I thought deleting my social media will make them shut up and go away. Nah, it doesn't. They'll find some way to like try to connect. OMG, once you start social media, attacks get worse. Yeah, it's just like agents of the Matrix. They're designed to keep you like in that bucket. So when you start to get confidence in yourself and you start posting, everyone has to go through the humiliation rituals to succeed. You would just have people like just comment like the worst things about you. But if you're able to pass the humiliation rituals, like it will no longer affect you. So if you guys are doing social media, keep pushing. It's not like you just gotta just keep like just get through the haters, and eventually you will attract the people that's for you. Ray, appreciate the follow. Best tactic to destroy a narcissist is to make them irrelevant to you. Facts. But dude, they're literally attacking me on all my platforms. So you feeling that right now? Like the attack is doing its desired effect. Because when you get attacked when you're doing social media, it's designed to make you be like, I don't want to do this anymore. It makes you just want to delete the app. You start thinking everyone hates you. But then you also understand like the internet's not a real place. Followers isn't a real thing. They gave us a follower count for us to keep chasing that validation. It's never going to be enough. When you get hate on the internet, that's not a real thing. Like you can have the whole world hating on you and you can go outside. No one's saying anything to you. I guarantee any of these people that's saying something to you on the internet, they're not going to say that to you in real life. And also imagine who's on the other end of the person that's giving you the hate. It's probably just like an 8-year-old kid, just bored. And if it's a grown person hating, is that really someone you want to take serious? The internet is a simulation in a way. That's why I'm telling everyone, be intentional. If you guys have found this live, you guys have been intentional with how you use social media. Now, if you're just going on social media to look at cat videos, it's probably a bad thing. But if you're using it to gain more spiritual knowledge, then it's a good thing. I've also started to realize, I think when I get older, I'm going to be one of those people that falls for the AI videos. It's already starting to get me. A lot of this AI is very convincing. And when I was younger and my parents would fall for like the scams and stuff like that, I would think to myself, how did you fall for that? But now I know I'm going to be one of those people. And I kind of just accepted my fate, to be honest. AI is really scaring me. I saw a dancing baby the other day. I thought that was a real thing. Oh my God. What's wrong with cat videos? I'm saying that's all you're watching. My bad for coming for the cat videos, guys. I'll get attacked on YouTube. They didn't like the cat video comment. Laurel, appreciate it. Thank you. They'll bash the cat. Yeah, sorry, guys. Sorry. I love the cats. I love the cats. Guys are gonna get the cats on me. I'm getting kind of scared. I'm normally unbothered, but you guys start saying unleash the cats. I got a little nervous right there. We love kitties. And cats are spiritual, not gonna lie. Cats are divine protectors, facts. F cats better dogs. Are you saying dogs are better? Can you tell us about the Jason tattoo? After I awakened, like I always knew I wanted to get like a tattoo, my tattoo sleeves, and I started tapping into manifestation and understanding how to do it. So that's like the year I started going crazy with the tattoos. Uh, this I just like horror movies. So that's it. Horror movies. I got the Jason tattoo, the Michael Myers tattoo right here. I really want to help him remove this demonic attachment. Like I said, that's a way to like really lose yourself. When someone has a demon, not only are they battling themselves, but that demon will start attacking you. So I'd be saying like if it's really that much and it's like draining you and stuff like that, I think it's best to kind of just walk away from them. But sometimes that is heartbreaking because I think people think that when you kind of break up with a demon or you move on, like you're just gonna be happy. But honestly, like you like are going to miss who you thought they were, like the whole limerence thing. So I be getting why it's so hard, but at the same time, you got to put yourself first. Ari Aster, I never heard of that, but I'll check it out. You get woken up every morning at 3:33. Uh, I heard that like if you keep waking up around 3 o'clock, that's like someone doing witchcraft on you or something. And it's best to kind of set your intentions or pray if that's what you do. But yeah, maybe you got like you pissed off a coven or something. What's a good book to read on awakening your gifts? The gifts, I think when you first awaken, New Earth by Eckhart Tolle is pretty good. It doesn't specifically talk about like the psychic abilities that you unlock, but it will make the process a whole lot smoother. And when it comes to those abilities, that information is just going to find you. For some information that you guys are looking for, I always tell you, like, once you're ready, like, it will present itself to you. Like, a lot of, like, information, like, I've gotten is, like, information that, like, I've manifested. So when it comes to, like, the path you're supposed to take, if you follow your intuitive messages, you will naturally just learn it over time. Bum Bum, thank you. 3 a.m. is witchcraft hours, facts. Hey, witchcraft is like very like normalized on TikTok. I do know there's some people that say like there's like good witchcraft and like bad witchcraft. When I make my content, I'm always talking about the bad of it. But there's people on TikTok like the energy vampirism, that stuff gets like very normalized. Like people they make videos and like, oh, after I just drained this person of their energy or like I took their looks. And then the comments be scaring me, I'm not gonna lie. It's like a lot of this stuff is just normalized. It's crazy. How old am I? I feel like I'm 76. I feel like I lived way too many lives. What do you think of spells? So words are spells. So I can't really say that like we're not doing it, but at the same time, like it's all about intention. So if you're not trying to do that to like ruin someone else's life, then there's no problem with it. Like me, for example, like I fall asleep to like subliminals like every night. And that's me trying to like keep my energy and manipulate it to keep it in a positive like energy and stuff like that. But then you have other people before they go to sleep, they're literally preying on other people's downfall. That is bad. And there's some people like you could prey on their downfall. That's just gonna make your life worse. But people don't want to accept that. They just think that the more bad they can be, the better their lives, their life. I see some people trying to normalize being bad. I'm like, yo, no wonder we're in the situation that we're in when it comes to the state of the planet. After narcissistic abuse, how do you trust intuition to meet new friends? Understand that the things that you went through, it gives you the knowledge to be able to see through people a lot more. So the more you go through, you probably don't trust yourself, but you'll be able to pick up on the signs like a lot easier when you meet people. So just trust your discernment. That's all there is to it, to be honest. You get to a point where like you can see people like from like a mile away, like even before they think about doing something bad, you're like, I already know this person's gonna be like that. And then the good people, there are like good people out there. I'm telling you guys, like you guys, like people that's in the stream. I know if I meet you guys, it will be the same way. I had a guy on my TikTok stream like a couple days ago. Really cool guy. Like I don't get any bad vibes from him. But there's some people in your life, like if you gotta question things, if you're like, I don't know, then that's a reason that like that person isn't a good person. Appreciate the heart, me. What if a narcissist tries to listen to you through stuff a hidden mic? Cut that person off. That's like a huge invasion of privacy, or call the cops, honestly. Vampires from Louisiana here on TikTok. I haven't seen them. Love Island. We almost made the whole stream without seeing a Love Island reference. We almost did it, guys. We almost did it. Punk the Hippie. Appreciate the follow. What was the wildest thing you experienced that led you to believe you were awakening? The wildest thing, I think, because I awakened in 2023. I think the 2024 job, me getting fired from, that's when like I was fully awakened, and I was able to see demons come together and like group up to like get me out of there with the false accusations. So all that stuff happening like showed me that, oh, this is like a real thing. But up until that point, like I was still questioning it. Like, is this real? Am I crazy? And I would go back and forth. But after that job experience, I'm like, okay, this is a real thing. Denise, appreciate you. Welcome in. Paula, appreciate the gifts. But all the job experiences, like I got fired from like 4 different jobs. Like after I awakened, I could not keep a job. Like my frequency was going up. I would notice that like I will be there in the beginning, they'll love me, and then they'll switch up. In the beginning, I didn't know what was going on. After like the 3rd job, I was able to start like fighting back and defending myself, because I started to be able to see the signs. And like right before they'll fire me, I would have like another job like lined up. And then eventually like I was able to just start doing social media. And I understood that going through all those different experiences, like I had to go through it for me to get to like where I'm at. But yeah, I was in a shadow realm. Like, these jobs was like coming at me like hard. Like I saw the worst inhumanity when it came to these like 9-to-5s. No matter how good you think you're being, no matter however on point, they're gonna find some type of reason to hate you or something. Hey guys, but I'm gonna get out of here. This has been a cool stream. Like I said, if you guys are in my TikTok, shoot me a follow. I go live every single night. Same on YouTube, shoot me a sub. And this YouTube will be uploaded as well if you guys want to tap in. But I am going to be live again tomorrow at 9 p.m. Pacific. Make sure you guys pull up. We'll probably be talking about monitoring spirits, succubus, all that stuff. All right, guys, I am out of here.